Most criminal. I was going to the supermarket. I saw tahina stains on the carpet. I go and check refrigerator, and the hummus it disappeared. I see my wife under the table. She was tied up with a cable. I asked what happened to my hummus. She tried to speak but she wasn't able. Habibti, are you okay? Habibti, are you okay? Are you okay, Habibti? We've been hit by, we've been struck by hummus criminal. We've been.
Yo, y'all got there in the Benz like sprag out. What's going on? What you telling me? She blockery up in this biatch. How you mean? Been hit by a mass criminal. Mad. Yeah? Alright. So what's going on? Oh yeah, fuck the link today, cuz man. We don't need no link, cuz yeah. We just want to review this real quick. And then we're out of there. Big up the people in the place, man. Slap the like button, share the stream. All them things there. Mad. Mad, 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 mad. Mad, 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 mad. Yeah, man. So Emmanuel Macron mugging off Brexiteers left, right. You know what really and truly, yeah, the Brexiteers are mugging themselves off, really. Like, they're refusing to accept facts on paper that literally 99.9% of the shits that has happened in Brexit has all been a hindrance on the economy. There's been nothing that's helped, nothing that's raised the living standards, nothing that's put more money in local people's pockets, nothing that's made trade easier, nothing that's made employment easier, nothing that's made international business easier, nothing that's raised the worth of the pound against the dollar. Literally only because Donald Trump's fucking up that the price of the pound is raising against the dollar. You know what I'm saying? Not because of Brexit. Brexit's bullshit. You hear me, cuz? The farmers ain't getting their subsidies because of Brexit. Rundown towns ain't getting their subsidies that they usually can get from the European Union because of Brexit. Literally, I don't know if there isn't an issue that people are bitching about. Man, them say we need more housing, yeah? Man, them say we need more bread, yeah? Man, them say we need more jobs. Man, them say we need more businesses. I don't know if there's anything that is not connected to the fuck up of Brexit, innit? Like, so Emmanuel Macron didn't even need to mug off the Brexit heads, man. These men are mugging themselves off, right? So big up the people, them. Dirty place.
Macron has been causing an absolute stir during his state visit. He managed to piss off Nigel Farage, Brexiteers. He may even have pissed off Keir Starmer. All achieved some truth bombs about Brexit.
Not totally convinced that both the European Union and, let's say, France and the UK are in the best possible position today. I'm very respectful for the voice of people and the choice your country made a few years ago, 9 years ago. And I'm lucid about the solemnity of the state visit being the first one of a European head of state post-Brexit. But I have to say, the European Union was stronger with you, and you were stronger with the European Union. We want to write our future. What we have to do is just to take the risk, to dare.
Let me pause you there for 1 second, though, because like you were saying, it's on paper, yeah, and it shows the economy grew or has shrunken since the Brexit vote has been enacted, specifically since the freedom of movement and tariff-free trade got locked off. It's definitely something that has ruined trade within Northern Ireland, I've got a loophole, right? Because they're technically still in the EU, innit? Yeah. England, Scotland, and Wales, mash down cuts. Yeah. Man, them is still, not still, the man, them are out. So unless Keir Starmer makes a, unless Keir Starmer makes a free trade agreement with some of the heads of the European Union, i.e. Spain, France, Germany, and any of the other big players in there, then I don't know what time it is, cuz listen, yeah, this is like, I was speaking to, imagine, yeah, like, so, so I was speaking about Brexit the other day, yeah, and I was saying that UK, United Kingdom, have left a free trade agreement with the European Union, the biggest trading bloc in the world, yeah, the biggest trading bloc in the world, to pay tariffs with America and all that sort of shit there, yeah. This spasmo, high grade handicap, Adam Smith, puts up a post of other people paying tariffs to America. I'm like, brother, are you fucking stupid? Like, how thick can you get, cuz? You hear what I said? United Kingdom left a free trade deal with the European Union, the biggest trading bloc in the world, to pay tariffs with America. This guy puts up a post of other countries paying tariffs to America and says, what did you say about Brexit? Like, for fuck's sake, man. If that's what we're going to be dealing with, man, I might as well just down the channel, innit? Because, like there's thick, there's stupid, and then there's that, innit? That's a different level of numbness. See what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if my man can even tie his shoelaces. What the fuck has Mexico and Canada's trade deal with America got to do with Britain having or losing their giving up, self-sanctioning themselves from having a free trade deal with the biggest trading bloc in the world? What the fuck does Canada and Mexico paying tariffs to America? Remember, we can get a free trade deal with America. No. Remember that talk, yeah? Yeah? Wait till Trump comes in. We can get a free trade deal with America. America. Remember that one, yeah? But nah. You can't get no free trade deal with America, cuz. Yeah, Donald Trump, Donny T, yeah? Big Donny T, big Nancy Bacon Donny T, has put tariffs on the whole fucking world trading with America, innit? Yeah, that's Paris measured against why gold is going on a fucking mega bull run. Even the euro's going on a fucking bull run. Right now, yeah, the euro is surging because since the tariff talks, a lot of international business have transferred their currencies into euros. Yeah, man, but Spazzy Adam didn't even know. He didn't. He still didn't get it. I'm like, brother, do I need to slap you with the paper before you read it? Like, do I need to smash you with a tomato from your garden for you to fucking understand that leaving the biggest trading bloc in the world to pay tariffs is obviously detrimental to your economy because you're getting less goods for your pound. Fucking hell, man. You fucking spazzy piece of shit. Like, I'm surprised that you're even allowed to leave your house. You fucking muppet. Imagine this bungle sounding idiot, yeah? Is still trying to argue the point of an American trade deal being better than a European Union one. What? So you'd rather pay tariffs? What kind of businessman are you? Huh? You know what, yeah? I'm gonna pay tariffs and get less for my money. Yay! You fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? For fuck's sake, man. Some extra spazzes. Like, super spazzes. Hey, cuz, I want to see your CV. I want to see what GCSEs you got. I bet you got none. Like, 0. Car. Like, that was so thick, it's unbelievable. Mad. Fucking spacker. Spidey punk.
And not to be the follower of a story being written by another continent. And the only way to choose our future is to do it together. We know each other, but we have to work together. And not just working. We have to take our responsibilities together. We have clearly to decide to choose our future, to write our future together. And this is why we have so much to do together. So much to do together. This is why, and I don't want to be longer, but I just wanted to address your points. I'm not the one to decide for your country, and this is a chance for me because I have suffered a lot of work with my own country, and I'm both lucid and humble. And I really believe that the European Union and the United Kingdom have a lot of things to do together. But I would love to see our two countries working closely together for our common future and deciding together to choose for ourselves and taking much more risk together, investing much more together on green tech, AI, defense and security, life sciences, and changing the life of our fellow citizens together, and deciding together that defending our culture, our civilization, our values is not so much old-fashioned, but just the right and smart choice to do today, and putting more sanity, conviction, passion to defend our common civilization is not just our duty, this is our chance.
Quite a speech and clearly making his point about his feelings on Brexit. However, this isn't the thing that actually triggered Farage. That came the next day.
Which is that
Yeah, hold on. Hold down. Let's pause it there for a sec, yeah? So, if you go to my community page, yeah? Yeah. You'll see Adam got splashed all over the fucking pavement, yeah? And then, when he realised that it's too thick to even fucking argue the point, yeah, he starts talking about, but I was joking. But I was joking. You spaz. Oh, shut up, man. You're a dickhead, cuz. I'm joking.
I deeply believe
Shut up.
that our responsibility in this moment, first of all, is to always go back to the facts, to the science, to the complexity of the world, and explain what we do. And to explain that faced with this, we can have political disagreements with each other, but that we must never give in to the temptation of populists, which is generally a denial of science or a misrepresentation of the facts. That's what sets us apart.
Yeah, bang. That's the point there, right? These man a denial of blatant facts and logic. Like, that's the only way we could get to this Brexit being any sort of benefit. Is the man them are just denying facts and logic. I don't even know what Keir Starmer's doing either, yeah? Because he's guy mad himself. Like, he could fix the whole economy by fucking rejoining the EU. You get me? International trade pop off. Fucking exchange of workers pop off. Right now, yeah, the UK is looking for however much builders to be building all these millions of houses with a shortage of trades. Yeah, there's so much work out there, yeah. And not enough people to do it. That right now, I can send someone without qualifications to complete certain works and certain jobs, and they'll pay more than the average price which was already been paid. And even though it's a benefit to myself, yeah, the bigger picture is that, like, how are you going to build enough houses without there being enough tradesmen to take part in this building? How's that going to work? You got like 4 or 5 years. It takes, we'll say 2-3 years for someone to come out of college. An extra couple years to get experience to run about on their ones. You ain't got the time for that, bro. Like, that's not happening, mate. But slap with some logic right now, man. Dirty play. Whoops, 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 whoops.
Apart from the rest.
Where have I heard that before?
Facts, evidence, reason, logic, an understanding of science. These are good things. These are qualities you want in people making policy. These are qualities you want to continue to cultivate in yourselves as citizens. If you were listening to today's political debate, you might wonder where this strain of anti-intellectualism came from.
Exactly, because, like, these men are anti-intellectuals. Yeah. Like, just stories. It's like, fucking no, I might as well fucking tell, right? I didn't get through that, bro. Yo. Yeah. The anti-intellectuals and the fucking conspiracy theorists that refuse facts, scientific facts, lack reasoning and logic. And all them things that you hear me, cause like, so brother, if we're gonna leave it to a man like these man to build or rebuild up the shits to get it to whichever stage we're trying to achieve, yeah, then brother, we might as well just knock the whole fucking thing down and everyone go homeless, man. Because, like, like, brother, these men are still voting for Nigel Farage and saying that he's a good actor, even though he's a champion of Brexit, one of the champions of Brexit that's ruined the economy. Like, actually ruined it. Mad.
So class of 2016, let me be as clear as I can be. In politics and in life, ignorance is not a virtue. It's not cool to not know what you're talking about.
That's
not keeping it real or telling it like it is.
And this, I believe, is really a core doctrine that we must not abandon afterwards. It is the conviction that the answer to our problems, which are increasingly complex, involves cooperation, a European approach, cooperation. Where populists have often sold you an answer that involves nationalist withdrawal, is it the budgetary problems, the problems of illegal immigration, the problems of growth? Of Britain's 9 years ago were settled by Brexit, right?
As you could probably tell, this is going to be the parts that are winding up Nigel the most. That's if he listened to it. But interestingly, I'm going to bring in...
Alright, let me pause it there. Because that's really the main issue, right? That the Brexiteers are not willing to accept responsibility for voting for self-sanctioning. Like, I don't know who else, whose fault can Brexit being shit be? James O'Brien says, contempt for the con man, compassion for the conned. But I'm like, compassion maybe when people admit their ignorance or whatever, or even admit they've been finagled and finessed. But not compassion where man are acting like they've made the correct decision. And what you're speaking about is fucking wrong. Or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have compassion for that, cuz. Now you got a box man straight, cuz, man. Tell homie don't play that. Bow! I lie? Do you remember Big Bag Rickshaw? That's actually funny. Because I remember we was chatting to Dave Smith and a couple others, and they was talking about the Italians are going to do a Brexit, the French are going to do a Brexit, the Germans are going to do a Brexit, and then the European Union's fucked. Yeah? They watched UK Brexit and said, alright, fuck Brexit. We ain't doing that, cuz. We leave that to them, man, there. You hear me? Yo. Yeah. Fuck Brexit. Fuck Brexit, cuz. We ain't taking no Brexit, fam. We're just staying there, innit? You hear me, car? Them man left and they've gone downhill since they left. And the worst part is that these man left, yeah, have gone downhill and are still looking in other people's faces that are like, yo, bro, we're going downhill. This is shit. They're like, no, it's good. We're going uphill. Like, what? No, bro, we're going down. Yeah, it's shit, cuz. Right then, let's talk to these man. Hey, right now, yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson's gonna give an analogy of Carl, Taffy, and Adam in a cave. Yeah? Let it play.
Neil Tyson deGrasse to make his comparison of the cave, because that connects both with Farage's message and Brexit.
Why study this when we have these other problems? All I do is take you back to the cave and let's say, all right, we're in a cave and there's a mountain over there in a valley. And I tell you, I want to explore that mountain in that valley. No, we can't afford to send you out there now. We have to solve the cave problems first before anyone leaves the cave. We laugh at that. That's an absurd claim to make. In caveman days, I don't know if anyone did it, but that's a crazy thought because there are solutions to your problems that might exist and time has demonstrated likely exist by leaving the cave that you can then discover. So for me, exploration is not
Right. These men don't want to leave the cave, yeah? The man them don't want to leave the cave because they're thinking that they can solve all the issues within the cave. Yeah, we need to go outside of the cave, explore, trade, exchange ideas, all that sort of shit there. Exchange of research. You know that there was research going on what UK was partnering with other European Union nations in taking part in these sort of research and experiments, obviously for the benefit of things like vaccine, health and others, that the UK can't take place in now because they left the EU. Can't get access to certain this, that and the other because they left the EU. Like, it's like, yo, man can reel off a fucking list as long as Bamba Clark wallpaper with all the fuckeries that's happened in Brexit, yeah? These men are going to be able to give you like fucking not even a hand, 5 fingers on their hand of a list of things that they say is beneficial since Brexit. And then they're going to say, you're wrong. So in a scenario like that, yeah, that's it, innit? That it's over, cuz there ain't a there's no option, cuz. Hear me? You men are homeless in a box talking about, I've got a mansion. I'm in my mansion, I'm rich. Yeah.
just space. All the
fucking
frontiers of the
caveman.
unknown. Biology, chemistry, AI. Know those frontiers. And then you can cross-pollinate them and transform civilization.
And then came the plan to deal with the refugee crisis.
Today, thanks to the proposal of our Ministers of the Interior and their work over the past few weeks, we have found a political agreement in principle to test precisely this pilot project, which will have a very dissuasive effect on the smugglers' model and on crossings. On the one hand, by opening a legal entry route for people with connecting links with the United Kingdom, and on the other hand, by providing for the readmission of those...
Yo. So from time I've been talking about safe routes of passage, right? Safe routes of passage and having asylum claims assessed before people get all the way to Calais, have to get in rubber dinghy and come over to England, claim asylum, wait years in some asylum accommodation to find out whether they're going to be accepted or not. It's going to cost the economy less, right? If you're having to process less claims in the place, house people while claims are being processed. Giving them, even though the money is shit. And I know a lot of these dummies say that people are coming here just to get benefits. It's like, cuz you got to be in an extreme super shithole from the shithole of shitholes to come here to get fucking £9 to £45 a week. £45 a week? Are you mad? You think I will cross Europe to get £45 a week? What? Are you, yo, suck your mum, fam. Are you dizzy? Ah, bruv. What, £9? Brother, you men are crazy, cuz.
who manage to cross according to the principle of one for one. The agreement will be signed as soon as the legal verification procedures have been completed, including that of the European Commission, which are necessary as an issue related to an external border of the European Union, so that it can be implemented as quickly as possible.
And this
So Carl Holmes is chatting shit, bro. Like, so you're saying, yeah, that the economy of the United Kingdom would not be doing better if they was in the European Union. Is that the claim that you're really trying to make? Huh? Is that the claim that you're trying to make? That the UK's economy is doing better now than it would be doing if it was in Brexit? Is that the claim that you're trying to make? That's the only question, right? All these other side arguments that you're trying to finagle into equals that question. Would the UK be doing better whether they was in the European Union yeah, right now, or would they be doing better without the European Union? Yeah. And by every economist's metrics, it said even people in London have lost up to £3,700 per person in income since not being part of the European Union. What metrics are you using to measure how the country would be doing better if it was now or whatever? That's the claim, you fucking spaz. Telling me about yeah, that's what my claim is all of Europe. The argument is, would they be doing better with or without Brexit? That's the whole fucking point of Brexit, right? Supposed to be leaving to be fucking excelling, better business, better jobs. Remember, we're supposed to NHS. We're not supposed to have waiting queues, waiting lists in the NHS now. Remember, 350 million a week we're sending to the EU for our NHS. We could spend that within the NHS. Why the fuck are the doctors trying to go on strike right now? Why are the queues fucking long as fuck in the NHS or to get a doctor's appointment, dentist appointment, and all them things there? How comes none of that's fixed up? All the stuff that was claimed was going to be beneficial within Brexit, where are they? Huh? How can you say, do I know how the NHS works? You voted for Brexit when they had the sign saying they're going to put £350 million back into the thing. But you can't ask me, do I know how the NHS works? Are you okay? Like, this is what I mean about these dummies, man. Where the man them are making stupid decisions and then trying to argue you down about the stupid decisions made like they was good decisions. Where's the benefit? Where's the benefit of Brexit? Lay us out the benefits of Brexit. I'll tell you what, yeah, what I'm going to do on Wednesday here is we're going to look at the things that was promised that Brexit would achieve. The things that they promised for Brexit. How you notice that these man will do whatever breakdancing they want to try to do to try to get out of laying out any fucking explanation for anything. This is what's annoying about you fucking spazzes in the chat, man. You man are actually extremely thick. Like, did they say that cutting down the 350 million donated to the European Union would be able to be pumped into the NHS? Huh? Did they say that? Victoria, you fucking spaz. So did they say waiting lists will be cut down because of Brexit? Victoria, you fucking spaz. Did they say that? Like, it literally says it on the thing. So I don't know why you man are trying to act like it didn't say that. Housing waiting lists are gonna drop. NHS waiting times are gonna drop. We're gonna be able to get new trade agreements with all these other countries. People's wages are gonna rise. Okay, so in real time, has your wages risen, or has the average wage risen with the rate of inflation? Because people singly, depending on what field you work in and how specialist you are or whatever, you could get a pay rise above inflation, innit? In general, the average person, yeah, including like fucking the doctors and shit for the NHS, them man are trying to campaign for getting their pay back to 2010 times. Did that happen? Alright, you see what happens now, yeah? Is that yeah. You see what happens now, yeah? Is spackers want to tag each other in. Yeah. Let's not admit that's what it said. Yeah. Alright, I'll tell you what, yeah. Give me 3 reasons, people in the chat, why you voted Brexit. Give me 3 reasons what you voted Brexit for. But you're broke though, bro. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, whether the economy goes up, down, or in between, it doesn't actually matter to me or to my life. If the market crashes, I can make money from that. If the market goes on a bull run, I can make money from that, cause you notice this though, yeah. You notice this, yeah. If we lay out any questions, direct questions that need a direct answer, these men are just gonna say, "Oh, but I'm just doing it to get on your nerves. I'm just doing it for a joke. I'm just doing it because of blah blah blah." It's like, uh, uh, brother, you can short the pound. You know that, right? George Soros shorted the pound. Alright then, Vicky, you fucking smart ass. So before Britain left the European Union, was it easier for them to recruit doctors for the NHS and nurses for the NHS than it was now? I don't know why you meant to front it and acting like acting like it's me that's chatting shit. Cause I don't know what's wrong with you. Wild. So before Brexit, there was no difference to recruiting a doctor or a nurse. Yeah, Vicky, that's what you're saying. There was no difference. There's no difference between recruiting doctors and nurses for the NHS to now. They didn't have an easier time recruiting NHS doctors from the European Union that had freedom of movement and even high skilled and low skilled labour from the European Union than from other countries. Here we go. Brexit only happened in name anyway. I was waiting for that one. Waiting for that one. It took nearly an hour before someone said Brexit hasn't happened anyway. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Look, it ain't. Alright, so what was supposed to happen in Brexit that's not happened? Um, Alright. How many pages of the Brexit white paper did you read? So, what was it? Oh shit, JR. Yeah, so tell me, yeah. Tell me anything that was in the white paper that was supposed to happen in Brexit that's not happened. If you can't tell me that, how the fuck can you say Brexit ain't even been done properly? If you can't tell us what the actual Brexit bullet points were that were supposed to be laid out or whatever, how can you say it's not happened properly? You don't even know what they was even asking for. Oh, go on. What you saying? You not see me? Oh, go on. Yeah, man. Oh, go on, fam. What you saying? There you are. And the chicken KF's got up, yeah? One sec, I weren't looking at the chat. Hold on. Let me scroll back. For farmers to be able to go back to producing more products than being paid not to farm. That's what you voted for. You voted for Brexit. But if you didn't know that was one of the things that was going to happen within Brexit, why did you vote for Brexit? Nigel Farage was supposed to go to meetings for the fishermen or whatever. He didn't. He turned up to one meeting. It's weird that the farmers even stood with Nigel Farage outside the Houses of Parliament that day, not understanding that Nigel Farage is one of the main components, one of the main champions of why your farm's gone downhill. Let's vote for a policy, even though we don't know what the policy is. Sounds very smart. That's very smart. All right, let's play a bit more.
Really triggered Nigel.
I don't think this so-called deal will make any difference at all. If we even try to deport people across the Channel, we will run straight into the European Convention on Human Rights, as written, into British law, in the Human Rights Act. The lawyers will have a field.
Imagine a Smeagol-looking spastic like Babs trying to call anyone dumb. Just the sound of your voice is fucking stupid. Like, you actually sound stupid. Like, and then you say stupid stuff after it. You fucking idiot, man. Shut up, man. Dumb old granny.
And find lots of reasons why people can't be deported.
So Nigel's problem is that the law will be applied and everyone will have due process to be decided upon as to whether or not they're refugees. He's learnt not a single lesson from the issues of World War II. And in so many ways, Nigel is spitting on the graves of those that sacrificed their lives
Like a fat
to ensure that we learn from the mistakes of the 30s.
And even if it did work, where's the advantage to us? This is Brexit Britain.
No, this just sounds like me. I'm selfish. I want to be selfish. I want Britain to be selfish. Let's.
Yeah, that's facts, cuz. So, man, they don't want people to get due process, go through no courts, or go through the process of whether you're allowed to claim asylum or not, whether your claim is valid or all that sort of stuff there. I'm saying Nigel Farage wants to try to bring in a new law which goes against the United Nations 1951 Convention for Asylum Seekers. I'll tell you what, yeah. If Nigel Farage was sincere in what he's talking about, yeah, then maybe wanting to go back to the table to have a look at the changes since 1951 to now to implement a new United Nations asylum treaty or whatever could be something beneficial for both sides, right? Because then it would give a list of, or a new list of ways and reasons people can claim asylum for. But in general, yeah, personally, I don't know what Nigel could negotiate a change for. Anyway, because I'm sure he's not going to disagree with the people whose lives are in danger deserve it. And then there's people whose lives are not protected by their government deserve asylum. People who come from war-torn places where it's obviously not safe for them to stay. People in the same situation but have links to the UK. Like England and America bad-minded the Afghani people. Said that they was gonna help out the people that helped the British Army and the American Army and all that. Ended up leaving most of them in Afghanistan. I don't know what changes Nigel Farage feels like he would be able to make to it if he was to enter a negotiation about the refugee convention. What would you, if you, yeah, you in the chat, yeah, if you in the chat had a chance to negotiate a new 1951 refugee convention what stipulations do you argue for that you would class as a win in your negotiation skills? What is it? I bet these men ain't even thought that far ahead. And just say, oh, stop the boat. Stop the boat. But don't give them safe route of passage. Not an asylum seeker, you idiot. That's why you're dumb. I was born in UK. In Greenwich Hospital, you see. You see, they wouldn't get rid of you before they get rid of me. I put money into the economy. I pay taxes and shit, bro. You don't do shit. You collect fucking the taxes that people pay it. So, you'll get deported before I get deported, bro. Perhaps you're a fat smeagol, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. You can't call anyone dumb or say anything about anything. Like, your voice is dumb. Like, the actual sound of your voice sounds like a fucking disabled kid. This is why you are actually stupid, right? I just said your voice sounds dumb. And you said, no, your voice sounds dumb. It's like, fuck's sake. No wonder why your daughter calls you a racist idiot. Hey, imagine your own youth said you're a racist. We ain't playing the same game. We ain't even on the same pitch. I'll tell you what, yeah. People in the chat, yeah, I've noticed that no one's wrote what they would do to change the 1951 convention. No, not even one of these backers have said, oh, we would leave the ECHR. Fucking spackers, bro. Fucking hell. What would you do? But you sound like you've been run over, man. Behave yourself. You sound like you was dropped on the floor when you was born. Dropped on your head. Talking about? I got sitting guilds in electrical installation, man. What are you talking about? Telling me what I know, man. You can't tell me what I know. Just stop, behave yourself, man. I ask you like a direct question. Answer the question. So, negotiations with the United Nations about changing the 1951 Refugee Convention Charter. The reason why people can sail over in small boats. There's not one thing that you guys would try to change. I don't know if anyone can help you. I don't know if there will ever be anyone that can help you, man. Like, yo, man, ask direct questions about shit that you care about, and you won't come up with one fucking sentence for an answer. Do you wanna know why these men ain't got an answer? They ain't heard someone else give an answer to this question yet. That is these man's answer. These man's answers what someone else says. Just plagiarize someone else's bars and act like it's yours. People used to do that back in the day before, you know, like MCs got mad popular. You go youth club, yeah, someone will spit fucking Maxwell D's bars or something and act like it's theirs. That's plagiarizing, cuz. That's straight plagiarizing, like. Come on, you gotta have a fucking answer. You gotta have a clue. Like, you man are barling about stop the boats and so and so, so and so. If you was in a meeting, what would your negotiating skills be like to negotiate a new deal, new terms and conditions? Hey, easy, stop moving like Nixie, man, and doing your promotion of your channel in my live streams. Because you don't know the, oh, for fuck's sake. Because we don't know the details of what someone who knows what they are meant to know, like you and I, wouldn't know how to fix a bug in a computer. But if it's something that you care about, isn't it something that you would look into? If it's something that you would go on marches or support anyone else that's making up noise about it for, wouldn't it be something that you would have at least looked into? But at least do the courtesy first. So let me promote my channel, cuz. Yeah, cool, Scan. You know what I mean? Fucking hell, just start promoting. Oh, come over to my channel. I remember when fucking Big Ed tried to do that with Andreas. Andreas was draping her up on the panel and said, "Oh, if you come over to my channel," before she even finished channel. already dashed off the panel. So I know them. We're not the same then, innit? Yeah. Well, I'll never claim to be the same as anyone in the chat or whatever anyway, yeah. But we're definitely not the same, innit? Like, if man's passionate or cares about something, there would be at least the basic research that man would do into the shit to find out why this is happening and what can you change to make this stop happening, or at least change the rules so it makes it like more likely that people that are coming here to claim and all that shit deserve the claim or deserve the rights or have gone through whatever process to before, yeah. Why you need to look up the shit yourself, yeah, is that these men will lie to you about what laws mean what you're allowed to do, what you're allowed to do, the rules of asylum, how you can claim asylum. Well, go on. You right here? Where you can claim asylum, the reasons you're allowed to claim asylum for. Once it use that. Yeah, sorry, man. I saw one of my son's friends. Had to ail him up. You get me? Yeah, man. All these YGs, their voices are breaking and that now, yeah? Yeah, man, they're gonna come over and say, hello, Rogue, you right? What the fuck? Your voice is trying to get deeper than mine, fam. Behave. Man, I'll tell you what, yeah? You men ain't gonna answer no fucking questions about anything to do with stuff that you care about. So I'm gonna play the rest of this video, innit, man?
Stay in the cave. Oh, but we weren't done, because Macron threw one last little stinger in there.
Above all, adapt the response to Brexit. It's that we sold a lie to the British people, which is a problem with Europe.
Take that since Brexit, and I also say this with honesty because I know that this is not the case for you, Mr. Prime Minister, but many people in your country have explained that Brexit would make it possible to fight illegal immigration more effectively. Simply put, it is since Brexit that the United Kingdom no longer has any migration agreement with the European Union. In fact, there is therefore no alternative legal route of admission for applicants to the crossing, nor a system for readmission after a crossing. And the current situation actually creates an incentive to make the crossing. This is therefore the exact opposite of what the Brexiteers had proposed rather than promised.
And as you can imagine, that's incensed.
We want to write off.
Oh shit, you know, I just rewinded that whole Bamba Clark video. God damn. We was at least... Nah, it was past that. I'll say we was at here. Yeah, man. God damn. I even missed what I was going to say now. I caught the video rewind. Fast forwarded still. Let me just mumble a bit of bullshit so we can get the fair use, fair usage into so and so, so and so, so and so. You hear me, kids? But if the UK government had negotiated in the best interest of the UK, I don't even know what to say to points like that. Like, what?
Growth of Britons 9 years ago were settled by Brexit, right?
As you could probably tell, this is going to be the parts.
All right. Let me forward it past the cave.
Any difference at all. If we even try to deport people across the channel, we will run straight into the European Convention on Human Rights, as written into British law in the Human Rights Act. The lawyers will have a field day and find lots of reasons why people can't be deported.
So Nigel's problem is that the law will be applied and everyone will have due process to be decided upon as to whether or not they're refugees. He's learned not a single lesson from the issues of World War II. And in so many ways, Nigel is spitting on the graves of those that sacrificed their lives to ensure that we learn from the mistakes of the 30s.
And even if it did work, where's the advantage to us? This is Brexit Britain.
No, this just sounds like me. I'm selfish. I want to be selfish. I want Britain to be selfish. Let's stay in the cave. Oh, but we weren't done, because Macron threw one last little stinger in there.
Above all, adapt the response to Brexit. It's that we sold a lie to the British people, which is a problem with Europe.
Take that since Brexit, and I also say this with honesty because I know that this is not the case for you, Mr. Prime Minister, but many people in your country have explained that Brexit would make it possible to fight illegal immigration more effectively. Simply put, it is since Brexit that the United Kingdom no longer has any migration agreement with the European Union. In fact, there is therefore no alternative legal route of admission for applicants to the crossing, nor a system for readmission after a crossing. And the current situation actually creates an incentive to make the crossing. This is therefore the exact opposite of what the Brexiteers had proposed rather than promised.
Boom. Boom. Again, the Brexiteers. Remember, Brexit promised about we're going to stop the boats. We're going to stop this, that, and the other. Bro, this is what I'm trying to say, cuz, man. You, man, just refuse to accept facts. Plain, cold, hard logic. You hear me? But here's what it is, though, cuz, man. If you didn't vote Brexit, there wouldn't be no small boats. Before Brexit, yeah, what is it? It was man them was climbing onto the back of people's lorries and all that, right? Remember? There was a stowaway of loads of Chinese cockle pickers in the back of one lorry. So, yes, people were still taking chances to try to get to the UK without the but there was a returns policy, right? So if any of these people are found, they could be returned. Right? You wouldn't have to negotiate none of these new terms and conditions without fucking Brexit, like, so it's so all right. So when did the boat crossing start getting above numbers that were recognizable? Exactly. Nobody was saying stop the boats in 2016. But after Brexit's taken place or whatever, now man them are screaming stop the boats. So without Brexit, there wouldn't be the extreme numbers of people coming across in dinghies. Like, duh.
And as you can imagine, that's incensed quite a few Brexiteers, but it's also encouraged quite a lot of rejoiners. And undoubtedly it's put Starmer in another awkward position because he wants to move on from Brexit.
back into the EU. We've had a referendum. The country has decided. We've been through a huge period of uncertainty as a result, and there's no case for going back.
On the question of rejoining the EU, that isn't going to happen. That question was answered when we had a referendum in the UK some years ago. So that's settled.
I have repeatedly said that there's no case for going back into the EU, and that includes the single market and the customs union.
But to just hammer home the point just a tiny bit more, here are all the promises from the Leave EU ad. For example, you were promised that you would have better service within the NHS and social care. Here's the reality.
Are you going to do anything about the ambulances waiting and the people dying out?
Yo, listen, yeah. I need to restart because sound's gone on my side, man, after I got a phone call. So hold on. Give me 2 seconds.
Causing an absolute stir.
Legal route of admission for applicants to the crossing, nor a system for readmission after a crossing. And the current situation actually creates an incentive to make the crossing. This is therefore the exact opposite of what the Brexiteers had proposed rather than promised.
And as you can imagine, that's incensed quite a few Brexiteers. But it's also encouraged quite a lot of rejoiners. And undoubtedly it's put Starmer in another awkward position because he wants to move on from Brexit.
There's no case for going back into the EU. We've had a referendum. The country has decided. We've been through a huge period of uncertainty as a result, and there's no case for going back.
On the question of rejoining the EU,
Yeah, it's weird that Keir Starmer's on this no going back business or whatever. Brother, you should be Keir Starmer and not try to be Nigel Farage in disguise, innit? Yeah, because that's making you lose the opinion of the majority at the moment, cause you're just basically trying to be Nigel Farage in disguise or something like that, cause you're not Nigel, fam. Behave yourself.
that isn't going to happen. That question was answered when we had a referendum in the UK some years ago. So that's settled.
I have repeatedly said that there's no case for going back into the EU, and that includes the single market and the customs union.
But to just hammer home the point just a tiny bit more, here are all the promises from the Leave EU ad. For example, you were promised that you would have better service within the NHS and social care. Here's the reality.
Are you going to do anything about the ambulances waiting and the people dying?
Oh, that's why you run up here, Vicky, yeah? Is that why you run off, yeah? Mad. Oh, I know all about the NHS. Oh, the NHS. And then when the flipping guy, when the lady's running up on the guy talking about, oh, what are you going to do about the NHS? You said it was going to get better. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, see you later. All right. Say less, man. I'll give you a link in a sec, Cuzzy.
Well, don't you think 12 years is long enough?
Yes, and we are
12 years, you've done bugger all about it. No. People have died, and all you've done is nothing.
Those shortages include HRT, antibiotics, blood pressure tablets and painkillers. Mahesh Shah, who owns 3 pharmacies in Luton, says supply and manufacturing problems have been caused by a combination of factors, including Brexit, the war in Ukraine.
Yeah, that by a multiple of factors, including Brexit. Because see, my man's got 3 pharmacists in Luton. Yeah, don't tell Tommy, cuz. Don't tell Tommy, cuz he's gonna protest outside that. We want our pharmacies back. Mad.
Ukraine and the aftermath of the pandemic. A survey by the Pharmaceutical Services Negotiating Committee asked more than 8,000.
Now, boss, what's going on?
How's it going?
Yeah, all good, mate. What are you telling me?
Yeah, I don't know what. I don't. So what?
Is it gone? What you gonna say, bro?
No, I was there. I just turned up, so I don't know what the topic of the show is.
Oh, but the topic is here. Alright, then, man, just kick back and you catch up, man. Catch up, bro. We're not that far away. Basically, yeah, we're speaking on Brexit. Emmanuel Macron was saying that the issues, like the boat issues and others, and the stuff that the populists are complaining about, would just happen about a Brexit vote. So the stuff that they're complaining about is caused by themselves.
So why would
the wickedest thing is
so
that these men don't want to take no responsibility.
Yeah.
They don't want to take no responsibility.
Yeah. So what's the logistics of that though? So we remain a part of the EU. It then in turn stops a wave of migrants coming to Britain. How does that happen?
That would have put a slowdown on the small boats crossing.
Right, so basically what France is saying is the punishment
before the Brexit vote.
Yeah.
Wait, but before the Brexit vote though, before 2016, yeah, people was coming over by lorries and boats and other bits and pieces or whatever, but it weren't to the numbers that we're seeing at the moment, right?
Right. Yeah.
The numbers.
So what's caused the increase then?
Since the Brexit vote? Yeah, because there's no returns policy. That is it. The Dublin agreement is not in place no more. So you can basically get a dinghy, get refused, go back, get a dinghy back, get refused again, and just keep going back.
So why are all these countries that are in the European Union also having this problem and are also not being able to deport these people?
Are they having the problems at the same levels that the United Kingdom are having at the moment? So like,
have you seen Italy and
their
Greece?
Numbers? I said, all right, but I'm saying, has their numbers gone up at the same rate as the UK's numbers?
Right, I'm not sure on them numbers, but I'm pretty certain.
So numbers may have risen or whatever because we can't account for things that happen globally and all that sort of stuff. There, innit? Like that's out of the UK's hands, or even out of Brexit's hands or whatever, innit? But
right,
things like return policies, agreements,
yeah,
and all that sort of stuff there, that's up to the British government.
So basically we're being punished by the European. So we're basically being punished by the European. So basically we're being punished by the European Union, which I knew anyway.
Why aren't you taking responsibility for the vote? You vote to leave. It means that you have no returns policy and you have to arrange a new one. Since there's no returns policy and having to arrange a new one, the gap in between there, people have taken advantage of it and flooded small dinghies going across.
But Ireland's been flooded as well, though. I'm not quite buying this theory because Italy, Spain, they're being flooded. It's like this. Plenty of countries in the European Union are being flooded. Ireland's being flooded, and they're in the EU.
Has Ireland got a return policy with France?
I don't know, but really, we do need to bypass France, don't we? We should be doing
Yeah, but
what we intended to do in regards to Rwanda. Rwanda.
If Republic of Ireland have got a return policy that they're not enacting, then that's down to the Irish government, right? If they haven't got a return policy, then again, that's down to the Irish government to make a negotiation with France or the EU countries to have a return policy. I can't really argue for you for what Ireland, France, or any of the other countries.
I think it's a lot more complicated than this narrative that's been spun, right? This narrative is
of course it's more complicated than just no returns policy. There's the things in between it as well, right? But like I was saying, international trouble that's happened, that's out of the control of the continent of Europe.
Right. So
people having atrocities in their countries and wanting to move to different countries. Obviously, you can't
You're still
say,
in that narrative.
Say that again?
So what are the countries that are like Albania and Pakistan? They've got atrocities going on there, yeah, and India. That's where the majority of people are coming from at the moment.
But you don't have to. Your life, if either your life's in danger and won't be protected by your government, your lifestyle is not approved by your government, and you could get killed for it. Right. Or you come from places where there's war and your life is in danger. Basically, yeah. If your government can't protect your life, you've
got a wave of gay.
Yeah. If your government can't protect you, if your government can't protect you or your way of life or your life in your land, that's it.
So, how many of these people are actually telling the truth, and how many of them are here just for economic benefits?
Well, the majority of people, I don't know about the new numbers, but the majority of people that claimed asylum were granted asylum, innit? So, if they've gone through some sort of checks and their backstory works out that their life is actually in danger, because I did read out and play a video from someone who tried to claim asylum within the UK, they refused, and then they was
yeah, but you know that the majority of people that are coming here are just economic migrants, right? The majority, the overwhelming majority, and the majority of them are just lying about them.
What, asylum seekers?
Yeah, of course.
The majority of asylum seekers are economic migrants.
Of course.
Well, what figures are you using to get that number?
Common sense.
That's not really a figure though, is it?
Yeah, but it's also not really a reality that we're getting a wave of gay Pakistanis and Albanians coming here. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what's the odds of that, really? Do you know what I mean?
Well, Albania is in the European Union, isn't it? So they Albania, before leaving the EU, had freedom of movement within the UK and other places, isn't it?
Right. So why are they coming here illegally then? Are they all gay?
Oh.
Are they all fleeing?
Who's coming here illegally? Who's coming here illegally? Ain't there's a returns policy that's just being created with Albania at the moment as well.
No, but we're talking about you saying that the majority of people that are coming here are legitimately fleeing persecution. I think that's not true. I think that's just common sense, not true. The majority of people coming here.
Well, it's not common sense that it's not true, because when I've asked you for the figures on it, you can't tell. You just said, it's just common sense. That's not no fucking figures. That's just you saying shit out of your mind.
Yeah, but you know the truth, and I know the truth. The majority of people that are coming here are coming here for a better life.
You don't know the truth. What is the truth, bro?
How do you know the truth? Like, have you met every single person that's come over?
Because when you stick a camera in front of these people, they tell you the truth. When you go to these migrant camps, they tell you the truth.
Oh, so you watched the interview on KGB News with an asylum seeker, and then they filmed like 10 million asylum seekers. Yeah, then the one guy that said, I'm coming over to collect money. They aired that one, and now that's the standard for every asylum seeker.
Yeah, but this is disingenuous conversation, because the majority of people that are coming here for a better life, not because they're gay or they're fleeing war or any of these types of things. Because if that was the case, they'll stay in the first safe country that they
you're making it sound like anybody claimed that the majority come here because they're gay.
Why are they fleeing France?
You can't claim asylum just because you want just a better life or whatever. That's not part of the.
Okay, right. Okay.
That's not part of the asylum claim. The process.
I'm fleeing persecution. Why would I not stay in the first country that I get in?
Most asylum seekers do go to the first country they get to.
Right. So why
the majority of asylum seekers go to the next country along?
It might depend on what languages you speak or whether you've got context or family.
So they're going to risk their lives. They're going to risk their lives coming across the channel because France will persecute them for being gay or whatever. That's not the case, is it? They're coming here because they think they can get more. That's a fact.
Hey, David, I noticed that when you're giving an answer, you just don't listen to the answer and then just carry on making the point. Yeah? Like the majority of asylum seekers stop in the next country that they go to. Also, United Kingdom has a return policy with Albania right now.
So what is the reason?
So the majority of people that are claiming asylum claim asylum in the closest country to them. Why do you think that the other people are going to other countries? Why would they go to other countries?
For more means to get more. Macron said it himself. If you're going to take what Macron said about the thing that you've said in regards to Brexit, if you're going to take that on board, then let's say what Macron also said. You're giving them too much.
What did he say?
He said you're giving them too much. They're coming to your country for benefits. So if you're going to take Macron's word for the Brexit bit, you've got to take his word where that's concerned, isn't
it? I'm saying, that majority of people that are claiming asylum that have their claims heard or agreed or whatever, they've had to show some sort of evidence or proof that their life is in danger or they refuse. Because like I explained to you, there's people that have been sent back that have claimed their life in danger and been killed when they've been sent back to where they've come from.
Yeah, and I know Jamaicans who have pretended to be gay while they're here fucking otherwise. So I know that people can game the system. The system is broken. It's fucked.
Yeah, but
the exception's not the rule.
Dave,
it's like we can use the exception.
Someone who does it. That doesn't say that everyone is doing that.
Exactly. That's the exception's not the rule, though. Right? It's like you can use a fringe argument of this one person done this or these couple people done that or whatever. That
don't apply to this country for a better life, not because they're gay or fleeing persecution. The majority of people who are coming to this country, risk their lives coming across the channel, are doing it because they think they will get a better life, not because they're fleeing persecution. Because obviously we know that France is a safe country. So the only reason for them risking their lives across the channel is because they believe they're going to get more here. That is it.
Right,
there is no other argument about that.
Well, can you say that again though? Because I didn't hear your point. Sorry.
What I'm saying to you is the people that are risking their life coming across the channel are doing it because they believe they will get more by being here. They're already in a safe country, so why would they risk their life again to get to Britain? And it is simply because they believe they're going to get more. As Macron said himself, they're coming for your benefits.
Maybe they don't, but every human rights charity worth their salt says the majority of people that claim asylum within the UK have some sort of connection to the UK is the reason why they're claiming asylum. So why are you accepting Macron saying about the people are claiming benefits, but you're not going to accept the other parts that
I don't know, why are you accepting why are you accepting Macron what he said about Brexit, but you're not going to accept what he said about the benefits? I don't understand. We're spending £1 billion.
I will accept everything he said. I will accept the whole thing of what he said. Yeah, he can give his opinion. He's entitled to his opinion. But that's the thing. I'm not saying that. Listen, I'm not trying to stand on one of his points while denying the other point at the same time. But that's what you're doing, cuz.
Yeah, right. I'm not really relying on Macron for much. I've just seen your consistency. That's all.
He is though, but he said that the reason why there's so many boats crossings and no returns policy is because people voted Brexit.
Yeah, but we can bypass that, can't we? We can send them to other places. We don't have to just send them back to France.
Did you agree with that though?
What?
That the reason why there's so many boat crossings and all that is because of Brexit.
Well, whatever. I don't know, like the relevance of it. I don't know, because you can bypass that.
It's not. It's relevant to the point that
no, because we can have
Brexit
and we can bypass. Yeah, but we can bypass that, can't we? That's my point. We don't have to depend on France. We can bypass that. We can bypass that because we can send them to other places. We don't have to just send them back to France.
What were you talking about? You want the Rwanda plan back here?
100%. I would send them wherever we had to send them to stop them from coming.
So what's wrong with sending them to France then?
Because they're just going to come back again, aren't they? Because it's not in the France's interest to keep them. Because France
that's the point of the point of the returns policy with France is that once you've been evicted, you can't claim again. Did you know that part of the returns policy?
Regardless.
No, but did you know that was part of the returns policy?
No.
How was it neither? Bro, stop doing that, man. It's like anytime there's a point that goes against what you're saying, you're just going to say it's neither here nor there, and then make a point on the exact same thing that we're talking about that you want agreement on. When it's like you're not even acknowledging anything that's being said.
But I can see the final destination. The final destination is we should rejoin the EU. That's the final conversation, isn't it? So I'm saying we should find means to bypass France. The practical solution here, we should find means to bypass France where we send these people and we don't have to rely on France or rejoin the EU. That's what I'm saying.
Right, Dave, let me ask you a question. Why did you vote to leave the European Union?
Sovereignty, self-determination.
Okay, what is sovereignty entail? What does it mean that when you're going to receive after this sovereignty?
It means you make your own rules and you have your own direction and your own path.
Right, so can the UK make their own direction and path or whatever right now?
We should be, but it doesn't seem like we're doing it, unfortunately.
So
what was the point of all that sovereignty then?
What's the point of Brexit then?
How did that help? Yeah.
Because the game ain't fair, and you leave these types of clubs, they don't want you to leave, so they're going to do everything in their power. Because they're going to do everything in their power for you to rejoin, like they are doing now. They're saying that the reason that we're getting flooded with these people is because of Brexit. But the problem's a lot deeper than that. Why is Europe being flooded? Full stop.
No, the countries like Greece and so that are close to the countries
Italy
where
and Spain
there's troubles or whatever. That's why people are fleeing to those countries because they're close to the borders of these other countries where there's troubles or whatever.
What's the conflict in Africa then? What's Eritreans are fleeing in? I don't know this. Is there a conflict going on in Eritrea?
You don't know that there's like conflicts in Africa, cuz.
I said Eritrea. Is there a conflict in Eritrea?
In Eritrea. I don't know the specific conflicts in Eritrea, yeah, but I can tell you about the biggest conflict in Africa at the moment was between Rwanda and Congo, and there's a lot of Rwandans. There was a lot of Congolese.
Right, yeah. But the majority of that coming here from Africa are coming from Eritrea. I genuinely don't know what's going on there, so I could be educated, and there could be a conflict going on there.
That's the thing, Dave. Is you make your judgments about these things based on what you last saw the last time you walked down the high street. You don't bother.
No. My judgment is they shouldn't be here. They have no right to be here. I don't care.
Yeah, but then when you're talking about specifics, then just say that. Look, I just don't like.
But then educate me. Then is there a conflict going on in Eritrea?
People have been trying to do that. There is. There's a dispute about some land and territory between Eritrea and Ethiopia. Right, okay. Yeah. But that's just one out of many. There must be probably 20 situations like that.
And why is that our problem then? Why is that Europe's problem?
Oh shit! My camera's on. Oh damn.
Why is that Europe's problem?
Why is what Europe's problem? The fact that there's wars going on around the world.
Yeah, the conflict that's going on in Eritrea. Why is that Europe's problem?
Well, it's not necessarily specifically Europe's problem, isn't it? It's just something that's happening in the world.
So why do we have to suffer because of it then?
Well, because countries have policies regarding people turning up on their doorstep, and if people satisfy the criteria, they have institutions in place to, take care of them.
So if you was in power, would you have a cap on how many people could come here, or would it be forever the doors always open?
I don't know. It depends on what I think was going on out there in the world.
Right. Okay. So you don't think that this country has a threshold?
Every country has a threshold.
Okay. Are we past that, or can we take more? Can we take more people?
I think we could probably stand to take quite a few million more. I don't think the UK is going to run out of anything much pretty soon.
Do you know how much we're paying in benefits a month to people that are people who wasn't born here? Do you know how much? Do you know
but if you look at that as a percentage of the budget, you'll see that it's not even that much at all.
Right. So we're spending 12 billion a year to households where one or more persons were not born here.
Where just simply one or more persons were not born here. That's talking about me and pretty much my whole family, bro. Like everybody I know. Like to have just one person.
You wasn't born here, no?
No, I wasn't born here.
Right. So if you wasn't born here and you reside on benefits for the rest of your life, I don't think you should have the right to be here.
But what's the difference between that and somebody else who just happened to be born here? Like, what exactly difference does that make?
Because you're not benefiting anything to the country. You've come here as a parasite.
So you're saying that if I was here the day I was born, I'm allowed to draw benefits from the country for as long as I need, same as you guys, yeah. But if I happen to be one day old when I get here, I lose that right. You're saying that that's something that you want.
100%. Of course, 100%.
Well, I don't really see that as such. I wouldn't see that as the crux of the matter. Like technically,
if you was in power. So if you was in power, say if you was in power and you gave out visas to X amount of people and they came to the country and they didn't contribute anything to the country, you just go, that just is what it is, right? These people get to stay here, stay on benefits forever. It's good.
Yeah, well, given that that's a percentage of the people that do get here and come with visas, and the majority of them actually do find work within a few years and end up being productive members of society. There's a lot of statistics on that. Then it's definitely the majority. It's definitely the majority.
It's the majority, is it?
Yeah.
Right. What's the majority of Muslim women who work? What's the percentage? What's the percentage of Muslim women in Britain who work?
But why are you asking me that? I might as well ask you, what's the percentage of single mothers that work in the UK?
84%. 84% of Muslim women in Britain.
So what percentage of non-Muslim? What percentage of non-Muslim women work in the UK? Can you tell me that?
Yeah, but that
what percentage?
Being unemployed and doesn't necessarily mean that you claim benefits or whatever.
No, they're claiming benefits.
They come from a culture where their husband take care of stuff as well.
Right. Social housing. Shall we look at the statistics for social housing?
What about it? What's the statistics for social housing?
Well, if you look at London, it's predominantly, majority of it's been taken up by people who are not born here, right?
But you say people not born here, they're British citizens though. Only British citizens are allowed to use domestic social housing.
Yeah, and I think if you come to this country,
do you think that if you're not born in the UK, you shouldn't be entitled to any sort of benefits?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you shouldn't be entitled to anything.
Oh well, lucky you're not in charge then, isn't it, man? Because British citizens are allowed to claim benefits.
Yeah, but that needs to stop. No one should be able to have a visa for life. That shit needs to end.
Don't worry, mate. There's enough to go around. Your benefits ain't running out soon.
Oh yeah, so he hits me with the stereotype white working class on benefits, but
hold on, bro, no, you can't do that. You can't do that, cuz you literally just said the way that you was explaining foreigners and Muslims is like all these people were just only on benefits, cuz you used that stereotype yourself, and then when he reversed it on you're like, you stereotyping me.
Actual numbers. Not really.
It's not even a stereotype, bro. Everybody knows he's on benefits. It's a fact.
And this is a scientific level of debate. Here we go. Here it's begun. Of course, if you come to, I don't understand why you don't want the standards to be higher. It's like you're fighting to the bottom. It doesn't make sense to me. If someone comes to this country and commits crimes,
Dave, listen,
should they
there
be
needs to be a
deported?
safety net for people. The reason why that there's an underclass and there's people like homeless crackheads on the street and people flipping that can't afford their rent, mental health patients and all that is
Yeah,
because
that's mental
the
health. It's
benefit
not
system.
financial.
But it's a lot of people are on those things from where they was in those systems, right? Where they was claiming benefits and they didn't have decent housing or they was having issues in their life and so on, so on, so. So instead of letting people fall through the cracks to the basement or whatever, there needs to be a safety net for people to bounce back up on. Like everyone goes through issues and problems,
Not if
right?
you haven't
There might be a
not if you
time.
haven't
There
contributed
might be a
enough.
time. Yeah, but there might be a time when you need to get some sort of help in your housing, in your employment or whatever. You might not be able to get a job for a certain amount of time and you need to eat, right? So instead of you going out to steal from other people and all that sort of stuff there, that's what the benefit system was supposed to be for, to give someone a safety net if they ever do end up in those sort of problems. You're not supposed to be there forever. I agree with
If you
that.
come to this
No one's not
country and
supposed
you
to be on
can't
benefit
contribute,
for life or whatever, but like the safety net is there so people just don't fall through the cracks, man. Like it will get what if there was no benefit system, then poverty in the UK would be even
Of course,
worse.
society would be much worse, bro. There'd
yeah,
be
no
like
one's
a
making an
definite
argument for that. The argument that is being made is that people that come here, if you can't find yourself employment and
contribute. If you can't contribute, you don't deserve anything.
if you can't look after
But
yourself,
in
you shouldn't be here.
Yeah, but what about people
Alright,
that were
but
born
I
here? If
think
they
though,
can't,
yeah,
if they
the
don't
majority
contribute,
of
they don't deserve the benefits either. Then.
So
the majority of
you don't get any privileges of being born here, no. So people who are
No,
born
why?
here,
Like,
like,
why should you?
what do you mean? Well, I understand why you might have that opinion because you wasn't born here, so you might be speaking from a bias.
No, that's because that's what I've been taught by the society I grew up in. That there's no real reason for
And it's
anybody to get any. Hang
being
on,
abused.
let me finish my sentence. What I was taught from primary school onwards, and observing the political and philosophical history of this country, what I've observed and that has been taught to me formally, is that no human being should expect to get any extra rights or diminish the rights of any other human being. Yeah, we should all be equal. We should all be subject to the same amount of rights, inalienable human rights.
Yeah, and it's been abused.
Well, you don't believe in human rights. That's what your problem is. You're a xenophobe and a racist, so you don't believe in universal human rights. That's what it is.
That's your level of conversation, isn't it? Just name calling. It's
But
ridiculous.
tell me the reason why somebody doesn't deserve rights
Demonstrate
because
that.
they weren't
No,
born
but
here. What does that make
demonstrate
you?
that. I could just turn around and say you're a sex offender. It doesn't mean you are.
All right. So
It's
based on the fact
it's
that
the
you said,
absurd conversation.
all right, I said it because you said that someone who is born in a country deserves more rights than somebody who's not born in a country.
Yes, and that would also apply to people who have parents from other countries and also are not white. So where's this racism or xenophobia coming? Now, if I was to say that
you're making it seem
only
like we've
white,
never heard you speak before. I've never talked to you before.
If I was to make the argument that only white people who are born here should be afforded these rights, then you might be able to make that argument. But what I'm saying to you is that would be afforded to non-white people also, and obviously people who are or have parents.
Yeah, but that means you already agree with the policy that's in place, then, right? That if someone is a British citizen, that they're entitled to benefits.
No.
What are we talking about then? Like, if you're born here from parents that are not citizens, you're a British citizen, right?
You could come here. You can come here and get citizenship, Ellie. What do you mean? It doesn't mean you're born here.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're born in the country to parents of a different nation, you're still a British citizen, though, right?
Because you're born here, yes. But you can also be a British citizen if you're not born here under the current system.
But the point was about the British citizens being able to claim benefits, whether their parents. I thought first it was where the parents was born here, but obviously now we're going whether they was directly born here. And again, if you do take the nationalization test and pass it or whatever, why should you not be entitled to the same benefits or to the same level of citizenship?
Because you haven't contributed
anyone
else. Because you haven't contributed.
How do you know? You don't know that anyone.
You should not be allowed to come to this country and be a burden on us as a people. It needs to end.
All right.
I don't understand why you're making figures. It doesn't make sense.
But you all right. So show us any figures of people that's migrated to the country just because first of all, yeah, that's
Belly,
even
I
going to be a
told you
hard
they're
task.
spending.
To
Belly, I
migrate,
said
wait,
this.
hold on,
They're spending a billion.
hold on.
A billion. Yeah, let me find
To
the
migrate to the
universal
country,
credit.
first of all, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. Yeah. So universal credit for people that aren't born here, right? I'm gonna get you the numbers. Okay.
But
I already
not born
said
here doesn't mean that you're not entitled to universal. Dave, this don't you see the straw man in your argument? Because you're saying not born here or whatever, and then you're saying not contributed and all that sort of stuff there, yeah. So that there's going to be a large group
No, but my
of
argument,
people
Belly, is you
in your.
shouldn't be eligible ever.
Listen.
That's
Though,
my
there's
argument.
going to be a large group of people in your list that have contributed to more to the country than people that have been claiming English people that have been claiming benefits for generations. Like you and I know that there's people locally that have their nans on benefits, they're on benefits, their grandkids are on benefits, their great grandkids are on benefits, the whole family. You know that, right? You know, you've seen them about, right? You've seen them, Dave, yeah? Like I'm not chatting shit, am I?
Yeah, there's a lot of them around still.
Yeah, so,
yeah.
But they've not contributed either, and they're entitled to a benefit system. And well, the only thing that's different between them and someone else is that they was born here.
Yeah, but what you're being told and what you seem to be missing, right? So you go right back to the beginning of the conversation. People are coming here to be on benefits. The system has to change. We have to stop doing this thing where if you're given citizenship, then it's your right forever. That needs to stop. If you are a person and this is happening, what do you mean? How would you change that? What do you mean? You give visas for set amounts of times, and there's a certain criteria that they have to uphold, right?
So you're saying that
if you come here, you have to be a net contributor.
No one can never naturalize themselves in the UK.
Yeah, if you're a net contributor, of course you can. Of course you can.
No, you can't demonstrate you're going to be a net contributor 5 years in the future.
That some of the people that are claiming benefits now didn't come here on a work visa, work for a certain amount of time, then get naturalized, might have lost their job in that sort of time or whatever.
No, he doesn't think that such a category of people exists, bro. He doesn't believe that there's such a category of people when that's the majority.
God, I'm trying to find this.
See, the majority of people that are claiming benefits are actually in work. You know that.
Right.
The majority of people in receipt of universal credits actually have a job.
Yeah. Yeah, my argument is simple. If you come to this country, then you should contribute. And if you don't contribute, then you should be told to leave. That's all my point is. Obviously, you see it differently. You believe anybody who touches on this soil should be afforded the same rights and privileges as somebody who's been here for generations. Okay?
Yeah, because that's what's been decided by the government for many, many decades now.
Yeah, and governments can change. And that policy can change, though, can't it?
It can, but it doesn't look like it's going to because it's very fundamental.
Does it not?
You know, it's been entrenched in like 40 years, 50 years of law.
Do you see what's down the road?
A xenophobic policy.
Well, it's been 50 years. I'm quite happy with it, to be honest with you. It's been like nearly 40 years, yeah.
So to believe that someone should come here and contribute and be a net positive to the United Kingdom is xenophobia.
The majority of people that migrate to the UK do pay taxes and do contribute.
Like, then they would have no problem. Then they would have no problem. No, they're not. Belly, that's a lie, man.
They are.
They're not.
Immigrants are a net benefit, bro.
You're still pumping that same lie. That's hilarious.
Can I ask a quick question, though? If that's okay with
everyone? Show us the stats where immigrants are a net.
Yeah, I will. I talk about these. I talk about these statistics.
I've showed you stats where immigrants are a net benefit on multiple times.
1 billion a month in benefits is going to households that has one or more person that was not born here, Belly. 1 billion a month in benefits.
Yeah, but the rest of that household might be contributing a lot.
You're saying about people that are not born here.
It's still a billion a month to people that wasn't born here.
And the point that I keep making to you is that the majority of people claiming benefits, universal credit, actually have a job. So the number of people that you've got in your thingwab, a lot of them are actually employed.
Then they won't be net contributors, then, will they? I don't understand why we've got this first for low-skilled migration. I don't get it because it's not benefiting us in any way, shape, or form. Really, all it's doing is just feeding Uber Eats and fucking Deliveroo.
And us, man, are not trying to do. There's jobs that you won't accept that these men are doing.
Right. Okay. So that what do you mean? Why does that?
There are them.
Who's you, man? Who is that?
Like English people. English people are not doing certain jobs, so they need foreigners to do them jobs.
Right. So Jamaicans are doing them jobs, yeah?
Not just Jamaicans, foreigners. Foreigners.
Yeah, so Uber Eats and Deliveroo and all that business, yeah? They're not even fucking paying tax.
Yeah, see, look, now you got to go to the lowest common denominator to Uber Eats and Deliveroo or whatever. Like, that's a multinational business that's taking advantage of the flipping different tax benefits that each country lets them get away with. So you're going to blame Uber Eats and Deliveroo on immigrants or whatever when, like, it's the government that's giving them the loopholes to do the things how they do it.
You guys are defending to uphold very low standards. It's a shame.
Nah, man is telling you what the facts are, cause it's like you just are refusing.
I've heard no facts.
Any factual statements.
Can I quickly
the
say something?
The majority of people on benefits. The facts are migrants are a net positive to the economy. That's facts.
Can I quickly say something though? Because what they're saying, yeah, in my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, is based on the fact that as the population of this country works and pays taxes and the country's run off of their monies, that somehow the population should have a say on how the government spends its money, which is fair, right? I would accept that. But here's the thing. The government makes money in other ways from other places. Now, really, if the government wants to bring in its immigrants from Eritrea or from Israel or for whatever foreign friends they've got, right, they should foot the bill with the money that they make from Eritrea or they make from Israel, but they don't. What they do is they palm off that. What they do is they palm off that bill onto the rest of us. So that's why the indigenous people are saying, wait a minute, why are we paying for things, right? So you lot can go, it's that, for example, I'll give you an example, right? Imagine there's a mum and a dad and there's children. And the dad says, all right, I earn £500 a week. I'm going to give it to the family, but I'm taking 50 quid out of that to go and have a little flutter down the horses, right? Now, if dad wins at the horses, right, and he wants to order a takeaway for everyone, does that money come out of the money that he won or the money that he donated to the family, like the 450 that he gave to the family? Really, it should come out of his winnings. But what the government's doing is not doing that. They're palming off that bill onto the majority of the population. So then they feel like they've got a say in what happens to that money, which is fair. So really the problem is the government has got two streams of revenue. One is domestic, the taxes that we pay, and the other one is from international things that they do, like arms dealing, wars that they're into, property acquirements, all the like massive amounts of property and land and bases that Britain's got all around the world. That money don't filter back into the economy, back into the British people. It doesn't. Otherwise, none of us would have to work. Not one person would have to work. There's that much money floating around.
Yeah, sounds great. In 2023, households with at least one foreign national claimant, British or not, received approximately 7.5 billion of universal credit. So there you go. So it's like,
Dave, it's like you're not listening to any points that's made to you. The majority of people on universal credit are working.
yeah, what I'm saying to you is we shouldn't be importing people that they need benefits to survive. They're not adding anything to our society.
Dave, you're not getting the point, Dave.
No, you're not
understanding. The government that they should be paying people proper wages.
No. There's net positive. There's net positive immigration, and there's net negative. There's people that come here and they will take more than what they put into the system.
But look,
that's a fact.
It's already been explained to you, Dave, that there has to be a safety net in society. Otherwise, it'll end up costing us more in crime, in policing, in all these sorts of things. Because whether you're bringing people from America or from fucking Alaska,
it's not the point.
When they land here, they're always starting off from zero. So there has to be that safety net as part of society that we pay for. And that's one of the benefits of living in this country, that we don't have crackheads, tramps, fucking vagabonds, thieves all running around ruling the streets like in certain parts of America. That is one of the benefits that we pay for. That is security.
You remember Kabul City?
Sorry. I don't want to go on too long. Go on.
Do you remember Kabul City?
You're making a wider point though. It's not relevant.
No. That's a very specific point, Dave, that it would cost us more in policing and in terms of society if we didn't have basic benefits like at a minimum requirement for people. Do you not agree to
Troubled
that?
City was like the
Let me
UK version.
explain.
Was like the UK version of Skid Row, where there was like loads of homeless people living underneath this underpass in all these flipping cardboard boxes and all that sort of shit. There, like, unless you want times like that to come back or whatever, then
You
obviously
miss it. Yeah, but you don't
there's
even
a couple
understand.
of
You don't
options to
even
take.
understand the point. Yeah, but you
I
don't
do,
even
I do.
understand the point.
Let me finish my point. Let me
Those
finish my
people
point. Yeah,
wouldn't be
and
here. They wouldn't be
But that's
here
let me
if we
finish my
didn't
point though.
force them.
Let me
Dave,
finish.
that's
Let me finish the
unrealistic.
point. Wait. Listen to the point. Listen to the point. Yeah, the point is that if you're not campaigning for people to be paid a decent living compared to be able to live their flipping lives, then there's going to have to be a universal credit top up to their wages, because those jobs that the migrants are doing that are taking up that people don't want to do, they ain't gonna they're not gonna get done. Who's gonna do it?
What I'm
Are you
saying,
working for? Are you working for under £12 an hour?
what I'm saying to you is, people that come to this country and they are
No, wait,
not
that was a question though, Dave.
net.
Would you work for £12 an hour?
No, but this isn't the point I'm making. What I'm saying to you
But
is,
there's jobs out there that's £12 an
unfortunately,
hour though.
what I'm saying to you is our system is being gamed, and there are people coming here to simply game the system. So if you are somebody that comes here, you're not a net positive to this country, you should lose your privilege of being here. Like if you come to this country and you commit a crime, you should lose your privilege of being here. This is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about getting rid of the benefit system. I'm not talking about any of these things. I'm talking about getting rid of people that are coming here to not add
Listen, no one
anything
in
to
my
our
family's
society.
claimed 1 cent of benefits. Yeah, job seekers
Okay,
allowance, housing benefits, any of this, that, and the other, and blah 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 blah.
right.
Like,
Yeah,
so
but
and man's
but then
contributed towards people receiving benefits, housing benefits, and all that, because I understand the benefits of the safety net. If I ever do, say I flipping have a life changing injury tomorrow, and now I'm on flipping disability benefits for the rest of my. That's the flipping safety net for people if they do fall into hard circumstances. That's like, I'm not really
right.
trying to get that taken away from them. That safety net is important, so people don't fall through the cracks.
That
And here's
safety
the
net
thing,
would
though: if
still
the
be
majority of the
that safe.
population,
That
Dave,
safety net would still be here for people that are born here.
why? Why would it have to be based on them being born here, though?
Because why are we importing
Yeah, but you
people
can
that
have
are not
non-British
adding
parents and be
anything to
born
our
here, though.
society?
Because
My
our
parents weren't
birth
born
rates,
here.
because the birth
My
rates are
parents
low,
weren't born
Dave.
here,
That's
and I
why.
was born here. Hey, Dave, my parents weren't born here, and I was born here, or whatever.
So
I've
what
not
difference
claimed
does that
benefits
make?
or whatever, but I would be entitled
Yeah.
to claim benefits if I did.
Okay. Because you're born here, yeah. And under my system, anyway, yeah. If you're born here, you're afforded the same rights. If you're not born here, then no, you
No,
have
but
to contribute.
your other argument about people with foreign nationals inside their house or whatever.
Yeah.
So if you got one non-foreign national inside your house, you think that you shouldn't be entitled to get any sort of government help?
No, I just think the person that wasn't born here has to work, and they shouldn't be eligible for benefits.
And let's quickly say something, Dave. What the
But how are they
system
going
that
to
you're
work that out for the
advocating,
household though?
the system
Because
that
don't they
Dave's
do it
advocating for
when they
has
if
been
you claim
done in other
benefits, but don't they
countries,
do it for
right?
the amount that you're earning for the household? All right, wait, hold on a second, Carl. If you claim benefits here and you've got a partner that's a foreign nationality, is it both of your income taken into consideration before you receive any sort of benefits?
Then that wouldn't be a thing.
Can I just quickly add
So,
something?
so that means that would be a cheat code then, right? You could have a foreign person in your house and let the other person claim benefits then.
You're just getting into
No.
hypotheticals now.
No.
Like you're losing touch with reality at the minute. Look, in realistic terms, right? What Dave's advocating for is how the millions of Turks that moved to Germany to help build Germany was treated. Like the people that moved there weren't allowed to claim benefits or even citizenship, but their children were because they were born there. And that's basically what Dave's saying. But the downside of that is you're going to have massive ghettos of people that ain't assimilating into what society. So it swings and
No, he's
roundabouts. What you're
erasing what
gaining.
citizenshiп means.
Wait.
He's
What you're
erasing
gaining.
what
They'll
you
be
being
What
a
you're
deported.
citizen
gaining from.
means.
Can I just not land my
Because you
point
don't have to
though?
be born here to be a citizen. That's the whole
Can I not
point.
even say
You can
anything?
get naturalized. You can get naturalized after being here after a certain amount of time.
But I'm
Not under
speaking
my system.
in general terms, right? The majority of these people that moved to Germany, millions of Turks, right? They weren't allowed to
Your
vote
Nick
in
Tanconi
the
system ain't
elections of
coming in, cuz.
Germany. They could not vote in Germany's elections, right? So the Turkish Prime Minister flew out there and he said to Germany, if you're not going to give them citizenship, then we'll let them vote in the Turkish elections because every human being has the right to citizenship from somewhere. They can't be stateless, right? We sent our people to work in your country and you're not even giving them citizenship, right? And that is against their human rights. Now, if we're going to do that in this country, we've got to understand that the negative that goes with that is you're creating ghettos of people that will not assimilate and they will be isolated and marginalized.
They'll be
from
deported.
Society.
They will be deported.
No, they won't.
Hey,
No, they
so
won't.
what would you do about the people that's already
You're
got?
being unrealistic.
Hey,
Dave.
well, go on, come on, man, big up. Hey, what would you do about the people that's already got citizenship? Would you remove their citizenship?
If they wasn't contributing, yeah. If they come here to do nothing and they've committed crimes and so on, of course, yeah,
No,
they'll lose
people
their
that's already
citizenship.
got citizenship. Dave, the people that's already got
Yeah.
citizenship, like so.
Yeah, I
people
just
in
answered
the
you,
UK,
Very. They would lose their. I just said they would lose their citizenship. Yes.
so someone in
if
the
it's
UK
proven,
could lose their citizenship
if it's proven
for signing
that
on.
they have, if it's proven, obviously you calculate it the time that they've been here, and if it's proven that the entire time they've come here they've done nothing but claim from the system, of course they'd lose their privilege of being
You
here.
get sued out of your face, cuz man. You'd lose more money than reparations, cuz.
Right.
No, but what
Yeah,
he's saying
trust
with,
me,
with
cuz.
job
You get
seekers
sued out of
allowance,
your
you
nut,
can't just
mate.
be claiming job seekers allowance forever. They put you on some 16-week thing where, like, if you don't find a job within 16 weeks, you get sanctions and you start losing money.
Ain't
And then
that
in
what
the
they
end,
do already?
yeah, of course.
Ain't
I
that
don't
what
know
they do
what
already?
yeah, of course they do. You can't claim you can't just turn up to the job seekers office and go, well, I had to look around the high street and there weren't no jobs. Sorry, mate. What do you want me to do? Give me the money. They'll be like, fuck off. Don't happen like that, mate. You don't get like unlimited benefits like that in this country. I don't know what people are talking about.
Yeah, but it's not just benefits, is it? The way our society is set up, certain people that come in here currently who are low skilled, have virtually no skills to speak of.
Yeah.
They will literally for their entire life be a disadvantage to us because at the point of access they can use the NHS,
true,
all
I hear
these
you.
types of things.
I
How's
hear
it not
what you're
true?
saying is correct.
Belly,
It's
if you
correct.
don't earn,
Let me tell you why it's not true. I'll tell you why it's
if you
not
don't
true.
earn
Let me
above a
explain to you
certain
why it's not
level,
true.
you're negative.
Let me explain to you why it's not true. Yeah, because 9 out of 10 people that get employed in a job, the job that they originally take is not the job that they retire with. They're not the same position that they retire with. They must get a promotion, upskill, learn some new skills, learn a new trade, and get a new job or something. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think? You think the man's just gonna come here as a cleaner and just be a cleaner for like 60 years? That's mad. Come on, bro, man.
Can I just say one more thing though,
think logically
Bill, to
about
back
this
that
one,
point
'cause
up
it's not-
there? Listen,
not gonna go like that, is it?
when you think about you was born in this country and all the money that this government spent on you by the time you started your first job, they're saving
You're
that
a
much
net
money.
negative until you earn
Yeah,
a certain
exactly.
amount.
So they're saving that much money from every immigrant that comes here and hits the ground running and is ready to start working on some building site or something tomorrow. Like, they didn't have to educate you. They didn't have to worry about you, your umbilical cord being wrapped around your head at birth and all that sort of malarkey. Like, they're basically saving money on you by bringing you in from abroad. And that's what's happening. So I don't understand what you're saying, Dave. Like, it's just not adding up. The maths ain't mathing. I understand that you're saying in terms of
That's
ethics and
propaganda.
morals. Wait,
That's
Dave. I
propaganda.
understand what you're
That's
saying in terms of
propaganda.
ethics and
But
morals.
that
And
is
you're saying
one of the
if
net
people that are
It's a
benefits
coming
myth.
here that ain't
of
contributing
immigrants. Though.
shouldn't be
It's a
welcomed.
myth.
I'm saying
It's
ethically,
Yeah,
you're
one
right.
of the
But when you
that
look at it in
Khan's
practical,
right on that, bro.
when you look at it in
It's a
practical
myth.
terms, Dave, when you look at it in money, right, in terms of
It's
are we going to
myth.
gain money or lose money, the government can't employ a strategy that's going to end up costing us more money in the long run. They just can't do
It's a
it.
myth. It's a myth.
Go
Have
on,
you
we're
seen the?
listening. Go on.
Have you seen? Right. So since Boris and the Conservatives handed out, I think it's something like over 5 million visas. Like, we've seen the biggest influx of people in the past well over 500-600 years, right?
Okay.
High percentage of those people, I think it's between 40 and 50% of those people, it might even be higher than 50%, are economically inactive.
Right.
So this wave of people, that it hasn't worked. People have come here and ultimately they're
What do you
coming
mean it
here and
hasn't
they're
worked?
gaming
The
the system.
majority in your percentage are working though. You just said 35%. That's like fucking how much is that? Like 65% are working.
Yeah, you're not
That
understanding
goes
though. You
against
have to.
your point though. Bro. Listen, if you're working with figures or whatever,
you do understand you have to earn. You have to earn a certain
listen,
amount.
you're saying
Veli, to be a net
but
contributor,
listen,
you have to earn a certain amount.
Your point is that there's a certain percentage that's not contributing at all. Yeah,
50% are not working, and you're saying
the majority in your percentage are contributing. The majority in your own percentage that you're stating are contributing.
So near on half are not working, and you think that's a success?
Pardon? Of course, it's more than that's not working.
It depends on if the money that the 50% are earning
that don't make sense.
Dave, listen. It depends on if the money that the 50% are
your
earning
argument is
covers the
man
cost of the other 50%.
Sorry, go ahead, Card. I cut you.
I'm saying that 50% are working and 50% ain't working. To work out whether that's a profit or not, you have to work out whether the 50% that we're losing from the ones that ain't working is more or less money than the 50% that are working and are bringing money.
Anyone here?
Catch-22 though, because you're not even saying that they should upskill local people.
Success or a failure if you don't know how much people are earning.
Right. So anyone here right now thinks it's a success that in the last 10 years, half of the people that has come here via visas are not working. If anyone's saying that's a success, you're insane. The fuck is that a success?
Dave, if every Englishman had a wife, Dave, if every Englishman had a wife,
people in the chat really
65% is more than 50%. You said 35. Listen, yeah. Do you know what's mad here is that you're trying to stunt talking about 35%. The majority in your number is 65. Over 35. What are you talking about?
I didn't say 35%. I said high 40s or maybe even over 50%.
Wait, hold on. Can't. Did my man say 35% first of all?
Yeah, rewind it. No, I didn't. I bet you £1,000 I didn't. I bet you £1,000 I said.
Why did I say 35% if you didn't say?
I said high 40%, might even be more than 50%.
But Dave, what's your expectation? 100% of them should be working. Or even the women and children.
Rewind it, and if I'm wrong, I'll give you £1,000.
But wait, what's your expectation though, Dave? You're expecting 100% of them to be working. Am I correct, Dave? What's the number that you're saying is like reasonable?
Look, this thing of import X amount of people, it'll raise your GDP, you bring in more taxpayers. The fault in that is people are coming here to not work. That is the fault. So you now need more immigrants to pay for the immigrants that you've already imported.
Listen, you see why your stats or your listen. It's the whole thing is wrong anyway because you can't claim benefits if you ain't a British citizen. You can't claim social
people
housing.
living in hotels.
Live in social housing.
That's not true. That's not.
That's not
true.
Unless it's true. It's true.
People in the hotels are getting universal credit. People in the hotels are getting universal credit.
No, they don't get universal credit, bro. They get £45 a week. They get £45 a week if they don't get food. They get £9 a week if they do get food.
That's crazy.
Like you couldn't live on £9 a week.
That's crazy.
If you're wait, hold on a sec here. If you wait, hold on. If you're housing, wait, no. Let me ask you this. Wait, Dave. Let me ask you this, yeah. If you lived in a hotel, yeah, where they fed you every day, you didn't have no clothes, but you had somewhere to sleep, and you got £9 a week, could you survive on that?
No chance.
Don't come here in the first place.
You couldn't even get
Don't come here.
Could you survive, bro? Listen, this is how you know that he knows that he definitely.
I don't care.
I know you couldn't survive on that. He knows you couldn't survive on that or whatever. Yeah, so that's why he's not even answering.
And this is why I don't go to other people's countries and be a fucking burden. I don't understand this mentality.
It's by chance. This is by chance. You was only born to your parents by chance. It wasn't like you didn't choose to be born as English Dave. Right there, that's by chance. So you can't say that you wouldn't have been any of these other people's that their life is in danger and had to go to.
I don't go to other people's.
It's lucky that you
go to other people's countries.
You should be clapping your hands and saying, "Thank God that's not me in that position" or whatever.
Yeah, this is just an emotional argument. It doesn't make sense.
But it's true though, because you didn't choose
to be. It's not
who you are.
It's not. These people have chose to be a burden on us. So that's the perspective I see it from. I don't go to other people's countries and expect shit.
But it's a life and
All
death
right, so
situation,
listen, yeah,
isn't
Dave,
it?
you know why you debunked your own argument? You know why you debunked your own argument, yeah? Because you said that you would never go to no one else's country for £9 a week. Like, who do you think that man are wanting to come here for £9 a week, bro? Huh?
Yeah, but these
do
are
you
just
think
the
that
usual.
man wants to come here for £9 a week? Come be serious, bro, man. That don't even make sense.
These are not. These
like,
are. These are just.
Your own argument goes against yourself.
No, my
you
argument
just said you
is
wouldn't go to no one's
no,
country for no £9. Yeah. Who the fuck would travel across continents and then get in a fucking dinghy to the UK, cold ass England for £45 to £9 a week?
Yeah, can I reply? Can I reply? Because I really do actually understand the point you're making, and it's the point that means nothing really. Because bottom line is, why are they our responsibility? Why do I care what they're living on? Do you know? So how much are we spending? How much are we spending on hotels, Belly? How much are we spending on hotels?
You know that you know that remembrance thing. Yeah? You know the reason why you wear poppies and all that sort of shit. Like that World War II and that stuff. Yeah, that's the reason why people take in asylum seekers, because when the Jews were trying to claim asylum in all these different places and they was getting turned away from country to country. Yeah, and they had to go. Some of them had to go back to Germany and ended up getting slaughtered. The world said, "Never again."
They are getting universal credit, Motion. They are getting universal credit. They are people with indefinite thing can claim universal credit, and they are. How much are the hotels costing us, Veli?
Who said you wear poppies for asylum seekers, you dickhead? You wear fucking poppies for people that was killed in like World Wars and all that, right? World War II and shit.
Who said that?
Is that right? Yeah.
You talk to me.
The reason why? No, I'm saying. I was chatting to someone in the chat, but I'm chatting to you and chatting to someone in the chat. Yeah. The reason why that asylum seekers are allowed to claim asylum within the UK is because of what happened in World War II when the Jews were getting turned away from country to country, and then the United Nations come up with a charter. These people aren't genuine refugees. We're not gonna turn refugees away. We're gonna assess claim by claim. And as the Tories for 14 years refused to assess claim for claim, yeah, they basically paused reviewing any claims or whatever. That ended up with them having to commandeer hotels and turn them into government buildings where they're housing asylum seekers.
Do you know what's worrying to me? It's like you don't seem to be concerned about the strain this is having on us as a society. I don't really, and you seem to think that there's just
I literally
a
just
bottomless
explained
pit
it to
of
you.
money.
For 14 years, the government, conservatives, didn't deal with any of the claims. Like there wouldn't be a backlog if they dealt with claims. Like, so what are you talking about?
I'm talking about the fact that these people are not genuine refugees. We've established that.
How
They
do
risk
you
their
know
lives
if
coming across
anyone's
the
a
channel.
genuine refugee or not? What
Because
test
if I
have
was
you
a
carried out
refugee,
to find out whether someone's a
because
genuine refugee?
Veli, the main argument that you can give when I say, well, what's the reason for them risking their lives to come across the channel? They're in a safe country. Is they've got family here. The fuck is this? It's like, where's this pick and mix?
It's that they've got ties to the UK. They haven't speak English.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
They've worked
So they're
with
going to risk their
worked with the
life.
British Army.
They're going to risk their
There's
life for that.
different
Right. Great. That makes sense, man. I'm a refugee. I'm fleeing persecution. I'm in France. I want to get to England.
When your country gets invaded by the UK, yeah, you guys or whatever, like, listen to Dave here, yeah, he's saying that, brother, he don't give a fuck if you worked with us or not, cuz, yeah, you ain't getting no love if you come to our land and you need help. You get me? So, it's wild still.
Albanians.
Them dons in Afghanistan were working with British soldiers or whatever. They're trying to claim asylum. They fucking got to get in rubber dinghies and shit. They had a safe asylum route that they set up that they've never carried through with or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so shit is mad still.
Yeah, I couldn't give a flying shit about any of them.
Yeah, see. About when they was helping the servicemen, you couldn't give a shit about them then either, yeah?
Yeah, but this is the problem, Veli. How many of them are actually legitimate and how many of them are not? You're making the argument that they're all legitimate. What's the odds of that being true?
What makes someone illegitimate?
They've got to get to England.
How have you got any
right, then let's start by the ones that have come here to do criminality.
illegitimate asylum seekers. Like,
right, okay. So what's the
again, sorry?
correlation between? Right, so crime statistics. Since we've had people coming through our border illegally, what's the crime statistics look like in regards to that? How many people have come here illegally have ended up in jail? What's the statistics on that?
What's the statistics?
Well, we got near on 20,000 illegals in prison at this moment in time who's come here illegally and they've gone on to commit
and what
crimes.
percentage is that though? What's the percentage?
I don't know, but 20,000 in our jails is a bit bad, and that's the ones that got caught. Fuck me, how many didn't?
This is what's funny, isn't it? Yeah, that you man love this per capita argument only when it suits you, right?
I don't understand. Having 20,000 people in your jail.
You only want per capita arguments when it suits your argument. When it doesn't, you're just going to talk about raw numbers. Like 20,000 is a lot of people, yeah, but what percentage of that is asylum seekers?
I'm not sure.
And what percentage of that to asylum seekers is that? That's really what that means. Because then, if that's the majority of asylum seekers or whatever, then that goes for your argument. If it's a minority, then it goes against your argument, because your argument is that these men are just coming in to cause crime or to just flipping claim benefits or just whatever.
Some of them are, yeah. Some of them are. Not all of them, but some of them are. And I would say it's a high percentage.
Just some of them are.
Do you think our country is safer?
I'm not saying that.
Or less safe?
Obviously, there's dodgy people that are trying to fucking come over for wrong reasons or whatever, and hopefully they get fished out before they flipping get their full asylum claim go through and all that sort of stuff. There, we obviously, that's obvious, isn't it? Like, there's gonna be like bad actors in every flipping game. Like, I'm not saying that every single last person that's claimed asylum is an honest asylum seeker. I would never make that claim. I'm just giving you the reasons why people are allowed to claim asylum, and then I gave you the reasons why there's such a backlog, because of the Conservatives not processing claims at the times when they was processing. Now there's such a backlog, and the people were in hotels and shit.
Jordan really thinks that 50% of people that's come here in the past 10 years on visas not working is in some way debunking myself. That's a terrible statistic.
No, but your number keeps going up, cuz you said 40 and now you're sticking on this 52. You started at 35.
Belly, I post. Belly. I post about these things and do these videos all the time. I could very easily do a video for you and bring you all the numbers, all the statistics. But off the top of my head, yeah, of course. But anyway, but that's the myth that's perpetuated, isn't it? That's
for me, yeah, at me, and then I'll do a reply video.
This is the thing. That's the myth that's perpetuated, isn't it? All immigration's good immigration. It's not true. Some immigration is not good. No, some immigration is not benefited Britain.
Who said that? That's an argument. That's what you keep.
That's the ethos.
All these arguments.
We need immigration to survive.
All immigration is good immigration. No one ever said that. Like, even people that agree with immigration say that they could do something about making sure that they recruit people for who they want, or start upskilling local people and this, that, and the other. But like you're saying again, yeah. Man like Jeremy Corbyn was saying that when he was trying to get elected, innit? Like, yo, the way to reduce immigration numbers is by upskilling local communities and then putting a lot more powers in local areas' hands. Like, so say for instance, obviously you're Notts, right? Like, Nottingham having much more of a say on what Nottingham's budget is spent on, because they're in Nottingham. The people of Nottingham are actually there about every day. Like, so I don't know why you're against things like that, and for a don like a Nigel Farage or Nick Tanconi, like, bro, the way that they're running, Nigel Farage is running his elected councils at the moment are a shambles. Everything's falling apart. This is stupid shit. Like, so that should just show you that them having any sort of, the populist getting any sort of power, it's just going to be a shit show, like, for everyone, even the people that support the populist.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm more Rupert Lowe. I'm not thingy.
But this is what I'm trying to say. Like, this is how. So you don't want migrants to do flipping low skill jobs or whatever. You don't want people that are not working to get upskilled to be able to perform fucking at least low skilled work and other work or whatever. It's like, brother, you man are just funny, cause man are just arguing to argue.
Right, so over here, foreigners claim 1 billion a month in benefits, 8 weeks of payments to households with foreign nationals, enough to wipe out winter fuel cost savings. That's actually thing here. Hold on.
Yeah, but bro, that is a funny statistic, because foreign national could be someone that's paid taxes for their whole life in the country. So foreign national means nothing.
So do you not think that there are people that are purposely targeting the United Kingdom because they believe they can basically get a free life, or do you don't think they're coming here to game our system?
There could be people that are doing that. There could be people that are doing that.
Right, so you got this here, 1 billion in benefits for foreign national households a month.
The way that you're making it out like every single person of foreign nationality that's receiving any sort of benefits from the government is just a scrounger is a bad argument, because again, like
no, my argument is everything will be means tested.
People, yeah, but that's
not my argument.
How you get benefits. That's how you get benefits, by getting means tested. If you earn too much, you don't get benefits. If you don't earn enough, then that's how you get.
I said very clearly from the start, if you are a net contributor, then you are perfectly welcome here. If you are not, you should lose your privilege of being here. I said that from the very beginning.
That's like a concentration camp style of running the country, cause like, it is, man. You're moving like Adolf, cause like, bro, if you don't earn enough, you're gonna dash you out of the country. You're rearing in our place.
That's like,
still, it's like,
say you manage a football team, Betty, yeah, and you got a player,
bro. Listen,
that is literally that is contributing nothing.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Yeah, I'm saying that that if I would hear or have more of an ear to an argument of saying that, right, having a look at how things work and trying to make them work better, more efficiently, beneficial for the country and all that sort of stuff, there, like man could hear them sort of arguments in it, like, but when it's like, right, these specific people that are claiming, the people that are in the most need in society are usually people that are claiming benefits. These people are the biggest issue in our society and nothing else. It's like, nah, I don't know about that.
You got such low standards. So if you was running a business and you employed someone and they was shit, right? They was just rubbish. You get rid of them. You'd be like, you can't work here anymore. You're bringing down the standard of the company. I don't understand this same, like, you don't apply that same mentality to your country. It don't make sense. Let me just quickly tell you this though, Viddy, right? So we got
the whole thing is for benefits ain't for life though. That's the whole thing about it. Like, unless you're in that situation where you will have to claim benefits for your life because you won't ever be able to carry out a day's work, or
and that's why people would be means tested.
That's different.
And that's why people would be means tested. So look here, right? We got so far in 2025, the following has been spent.
So your means tested is a different style of means tested, because they're already means tested. If you don't earn enough, you receive benefits. Like,
yeah, the standards too. Like, so far in 2025, the following has been spent for foreign languages: translation, £470,542; interpretation, £3.2 million. So this is what we're spending on. People are literally turning up to job centres and they're asking for fucking translators and interpreters. That's the cost. In 2025 alone, we spent near on £4 million. No, he's bringing down the standard of everything.
They shouldn't be able to get an interpreter to be able to understand the language for the place that they're in before they actually know it off by heart. Because I'm sure that if you move to another country and you might know bits and pieces of the language, yeah, if you went to a job interview or you went to somewhere sort of important or whatnot, you might need a bit more help on certain words that might come up that you won't even understand what they mean.
So if you're signing on and looking for an employment, and at the same time you're asking for a translator, Do you not see anything wrong with that? No, you think that's normal procedure.
But your
yeah?
whole point, that's what I'm trying to say. Your whole point is that someone doesn't
How
speak
is this
English and they're
person a
trying to claim
benefit?
benefits. It's just like, how did I say
Yeah,
that there was a benefit?
I think the
When
criteria
did I
for
say
getting a
there was a
visa, you
benefit?
should be able to speak English. I think we should raise the bar, and if you're coming to the country, you should be able to speak English, and you shouldn't need an interpreter at the job centre. That's fucking terrible.
Yeah, well, you want to speak to a couple English people in fucking Spain and tell them that, right? Because you men have basically colonized.
Are they
Benidorm
costing the Spanish
right
£4
now.
million a year? Are they? That's a
Man have
weak argument.
colonized Benidorm right now, and man,
That's a
them
weak
bro,
argument.
they're costing.
There's
What
no
you saying?
correlation.
Bro,
There's
listen.
no correlation.
There was protests in Tenerife, in Barcelona, and other places against British tourists in ruining the Spanish economy last summer. Why would you?
Felly, are Brits in Spain costing the Spanish government £4 million a year in translations?
I don't know how much they're costing I don't know exactly how much they're costing the Spanish economy.
I don't think they
but
are.
They're costing them enough that they had a protest about it last summer.
Right.
Yeah, there was. In Barcelona, they were spraying people outside shops. I actually know people that was there, bro. So what are you talking about? In Tenerife, the shit was it's on the news. Like,
and do you know what I believe? Belly? Do you know what I believe? If the Spanish people don't want them there no more, they should have the right to say they got to go. That's what I believe. I believe the Spanish
going up locally.
I've got no issue with that. If English people in Spain are not contributing and not behaving in the way that the Spanish people see fit, the Spanish people should have the right to remove them. I'm in favor of that.
Well, you know what I mean? You better go to Benidorm, mate, and start flipping protesting outside them English cafes.
Yeah, this is a non-argument, Velly. It doesn't really make sense. I'm just told you how much it's costing us year in translations, and you're telling me about British cafes in Benidorm. It doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, but your stats don't make sense, though. You're just saying that they're translator, but translator for what? For who needed the translator? Why did they need the translator? How many people needed the translator? How much times was the translator needed for? And what was the person trying to learn English? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's loads of different questions that
the DWP
in your stat. The
DWP has said that in 2025, which is not over yet, they have spent 470,000 on translation and 3.2 million on interpretation. That is the DWP. That's what they're. Well, then, okay. If you think that's an expense worth paying,
what's the point of your stat, though? That's the
it means that there's people.
What's the point of your stat?
It means that people are sitting on benefits who can't speak English. It means people are sitting on benefits who can't speak English. So they clearly can't work, can they? Because they can't speak English. So something's gone wrong, hasn't it? People have literally come here to be on benefits.
The
DWP should not be spending £4 million a year on interpreters.
Can claim benefits, though, bro. That's the whole point about it. It's like, right, how have these people got citizenship and not been able to speak English then? Because I'm sure that you have to pass a citizenship test to be able.
So is the DWP lying then?
Speaking English.
Is the DWP lying? Because that's what they spent.
No, I'm asking you: are they citizens? Only citizens are allowed to claim benefits. Only people that have been granted asylum are allowed to claim benefits. Like, so who are the people that are claiming, that are using interpreters in the job centre?
Yeah. So, okay, they're citizens. But they're obviously saying, I don't speak English, and asking for a interpreter to then in turn make sure that they don't have to find work. They're gaming the system, obviously,
so
right? Because why else would
been granted asylum? Who are they? I don't know who. Like, you've not even told us who they are. You just said that there's interpreters used.
Velly, I'm telling you that the DWP spends nearly £4 million I've spent nearly £4 million in 2025 on interpreters. That shouldn't be a thing. That's what I'm saying to you. Whoever they are, whatever their status is, it doesn't matter. Like, that shouldn't be a thing.
But it does matter, though.
Right, okay, so they're citizens. What's the difference?
Matter, man.
Right, okay. So they're citizens. So do you think that's an expense that was worth paying?
Well, they're British citizens, so they're entitled to the same rights as the other British citizens. This is weird, isn't
Madness.
it? So you want a two-tier citizenship then? for people, innit? So certain people
No, I
are
want
allowed
people
to
to
have
contribute.
some
I
sort of
want
claims
people
on
to
it, yeah.
contribute
And
and
some
not take
people
the
are.
piss.
So what about them English families that's got from great grandkid to great grandma on benefits? What would you do about them? Are they going to get? What's going to happen to them?
That would apply the same to a brown family or a black family. If you're born here, you're born here. There's nothing you can do about that.
No, yeah, but I'm saying that what's
It's not
the
dependent on the complexion of
consequences
someone's skin.
for these guys in your benefit scheme?
Well, we're going on
What's
to a
the
different conversation now.
consequences?
You're talking about how do I think the benefit system should work. And the benefit system
No,
needs
no. I'm
overall
asking
in
you, what's the
from top to
consequences?
bottom.
You just said that these people get kicked out of the country. I'm telling you, what's the consequences for someone that was born in the country that's not carrying out the way that that's taking the piss on benefits?
I just answered that, really. I said, if you're born here, there's nothing you can do about that in regards to deporting people, is there? Because you're born here. It's your right to be here, black, white, or brown.
Yeah, but what other consequences would they face then? Their
Well,
benefits.
it would be down to the government, wouldn't it? Whatever rules they want to imply. Me personally,
You're saying that you're the government at the moment making these hypothetical rules that we're.
oh, you want to know what I would
What
do?
happens in this scenario?
Of course, obviously, then it'll be a lot harder to claim benefits, and the whole system would be shaken up. Obviously, but we're going into a wider conversation there. I was like thinking anyway, but yeah, I don't think the DWP should be spending £4 million a year on fucking translators. It's a bit mad.
Okay, that is funny with his angled arguments, you know. My man's researched how much the DWP is spending. Okay, what's the DWP's overall spending in general? Like, how much do they spend on everything altogether?
I'm not sure. It's in the billions, though, right?
In the billions, yeah. So
Yeah,
the
I'd imagine.
400 and something thousand is going to be something like a 0.0 something percent of the budget.
Right. So you think it is a cost that we should incur, right? People on job seekers.
No, I'm just saying that when we
rocking
look at
up
the bigger
saying,
picture of your
"I
argument,
can't speak
then
English."
it's like, but I'm saying that when we take the hyperbolic chamber off of your argument, yeah, and then we look at it through a reasonable person's eyes and a sensible person's lens. Oh,
My argument is that
and
the
we see
system
that
is being
your
gamed.
argument is extreme, because you're talking about 0.0 something percent of the budget that DWP spend overall. You're complaining about that. You're not
But
even
it's
complaining
not.
about
It's
any of the other
not because we're
overspending.
spending £1 billion a month. We've established that £1 billion a month is going to households with one or more person who was not born here.
Yeah, but again, the people that might be receiving those benefits might be doing actual jobs.
Then they're not then we'd have to find out if they're net contributors, right?
Like it might be the person they might earn the majority of the money in the fee wob, and it might be the person that they're in a relationship with. It might be the English person's wages that's not enough for them, so they need to claim benefits to top up their wages.
That person would have no problem because they would be earning enough and they would be contributing to this society. You're not understanding? Like, if you come to this country and you contribute, I've got no problem with you. If you come to this country and you don't contribute,
this again, you're refusing to accept the argument that I just made to you. What if it's the English person that they're in the relationship with, the British person, so we say, yeah, someone that was born here that they're in the relationship with, that earns the lower part of the money, is the reason why they're having to claim the benefits,
right? And then they will their case would be looked at, and if the individual that wasn't born here is contributing, then they would have no problem.
But that's how it's already done, though.
Is it? What do you mean? If you're given citizenship,
you can then
go and
claim benefits. You need to submit either bank statements or something. There's got to be, obviously, you can't just claim benefits. They're not just going to give you money for no reason, is it? There's going to be some sort of checks that you need to do, right? You have to give him wage slips, flipping a tax return, bank statements, something to show what sort of money you're receiving and how far it's stretching. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
do you think that people that was given
that in their household they don't earn enough money, then that's why they're getting universal credits. Really, it's a bad look on the employers that's employing the people, because they're not even earning enough from the fucking day's work that they're doing to not have to get a top up from universal credits.
Do you think that people that come here, say if you come here and you've been given citizenship, then you go on to commit a crime where you are given a prison sentence, do you think they should still have the right to remain?
It depends on what the jail sentence is for.
Right.
And that's already a law. So it depends on how long you went jail for and what this. And it's a case by case scenario, right? Because there's different circumstances for different people for how they've ended up in their thing, and even the people they've left behind when they've gone to jail or whatnot. Because why should your children, your wife, and all that be punished for a mistake that you made? Collective punishment, moving like Israel.
Right. I'd stop that as well. Irish people being able to move to Britain without a visa. I'll cut that shit off.
Yeah. Even the loyalist, yeah?
What, an Irish loyalist? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah, there's loyalists in Northern Ireland, right?
Yeah, Northern Ireland's Britain, fella. Northern Ireland's Britain, fella.
United Kingdom, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's Catholics over there, though. There's Catholics. It's the opposite way, though, right? There's Catholics over there that's
and they'll be legally British. They might not consider themselves as British, but they'll be legally British. But people of the Republic of Ireland, I would take that gateway away.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just trolling Lig, man. I'm just trolling Lig.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you're going mad there because you're gonna get Cam on her in a sec, where try to clothesline her over the top rope. Fuck you, Dave. Mad. Hey, Dave, man's asking, what skills do you have? Are you willing to diverge what skills you have that for employment?
Who asked that?
I'm asking that as well.
Nah, I'd rather keep that to myself.
I'm taking over the question. I am asking it.
I'm on the dole, folks. I'm on the dole. I live on benefits.
What? Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? Yeah. Most people that say they're on benefits ain't really on benefits, and then most people that say that they're working probably ain't even working. It's mad, isn't it? You know.
Lig says, Dave, the Republic of Ireland is only 112 years existing as republic. Okay. Right.
Kidnapped Ireland and kept it.
It's not about this. I don't know. People have got like thinking. It's not really. Yeah, we got what, 4 years to reverse the tide. If we're not successful, then I guess we're done.
What's that of when you're trying to get Farage or Tanconi or one of them? Man, no one's voting for Nick Tanconi, man. Yeah, come on.
You think I'm a follower of Nick Tanconi? Yeah?
I think you like UKIP. You don't like UKIP no more.
No, I'm not a supporter of UKIP.
No, UKIP now, yeah?
I'm not gone off them. I just don't think they're viable. I don't think they're viable at all. They're not a viable option. Restore Britain. No, I'm not a supporter of
Dave Curtin.
No, that's Rupert Lowe.
Rupert Lowe. Oh shit. Rupert Lowe, yeah. Mad.
Yep, Rupert Lowe or Advance UK. Do you know what Advance UK is?
Got a chance of taking away. Nah, who's that?
That is Ben Habib.
Ben Habib.
Yeah.
Oh my days, you support a Pakistani man?
Okay, it's about ideology, fella. It's an Islamic name, yeah.
Yeah, Habib.
Them Muslimic ray guns.
Ben Habibi.
Yeah, you know. Them Muslimic ray guns, you know. Fucking watch out, man.
The Muslimic names that are taking over Dave's party and that, mate. We want our country back.
Yeah, well, that might be that might be a simplification, but yeah, whatever suits you best.
Mad.
I think someone's asking for the link. StreamYard's changed all the fucking thing around, haven't they? It's all changed. I can't see who it was. I've seen someone ask for a link though.
Oh, he's at the top seller on YouTube, yeah? Alright. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, man. So, you know, like, in your perfect government or whatever, yeah? What would you like the migrant to English sort of ratio to get to?
What do you mean? Why would I like it to get to? What do you mean?
Yeah. What would you, in your, like, say hypothetically, yeah, this is England. Dave's England.
I don't think Anglo-Saxon and Celtic people should become minorities in their own countries, for sure. 100%.
What percentage though? What percentage?
I don't know.
10 million, Elliot's got mad.
10 million.
Alright, here we go. GDO's come over to tell us we're not allowed to speak like this. You're not allowed to say that, Billy. You're not allowed to say that, Billy.
Who's EDO?
GDO.
Granny Defence League.
Stockholm.
There's a lot of woke right people. They complain about certain things, but then they're like massively like inclusion and all that type of shit is fucking. They're quite funny people. The woke right are quite funny.
So Dave, you know the 4 million
That's
quid spent
racist.
on translators. You know the 4 million quid you're saying about being spent on translators.
Yeah.
Is that not 4 million quid going to people to keep their families fed and sheltered and watered and?
No.
Yeah, I've really got time for emotional arguments, you know. I think we've well established I don't give a shit.
It's not an emotional argument. It's where is the 4 million actually going to? Is it being given to people to basically support their families? That 4 million quid is mostly wages going to people to do a job, yeah? And
No, but it's coming out of the tax. No, but it's coming out. That money could be spent better. That's going out of the taxpayer's pocket to then, in turn, give someone a translate. Can I finish? That's not a good. The taxpayer should not be footing the bill for someone going to sign on and needing a translator. That's an absurd occurrence. Someone should not be looking for an employment and at the same time telling the job centre they can't speak English. That's an abomination. That doesn't even make sense. If you literally need an interpreter to sign on, how the fuck are you going to get an employment?
Right, so part of that translation is for people that, for instance, have got disabilities like, you know, deaf and blind and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
You know, you don't factor that in as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So that's where we should.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Interpretation was 3.5 million quid, mate. Yeah. Translation,
okay, so
you can apply.
3.5 million quid is being given to interpreters to support their families, and their
so
families
a blind and a deaf person wouldn't need an interpreter.
No,
yes, they would.
Wouldn't.
That's the
No, they wouldn't.
I read the fucking thing. I read the
blind person needs an interpreter.
That is part. Yes, to help communication.
They can't hear.
To
They're
help
blind. They can't hear.
They might need to have something read to them or something stupid like that.
You know what? You meant deaf
that's
person.
That's
no,
translation.
You meant deaf
person. That's translation.
You haven't read the report.
I'm sure it can be
haven't read the
Braille
report.
anyway. You know, the deaf people, the blind people.
Not all
it's all
blind
in
people.
Braille
Not all
for
blind
them.
people can read Braille.
No, most of it's going on these ignorant immigrants that we don't fucking need.
Right, so we're paying
racist,
£4
man.
million quid a year to translators to basically support their families, which they are putting back into the communities. They're buying food from the shops, so they're putting the money back in. So it's all we're really doing.
It's a waste of taxpayer money. That money could be spent better.
Okay, so what can it be spent better on?
Well, fucking hell, you could spend that £4 million giving kids breakfast. You could do all sorts of things.
Oh right, so the government now has to feed
the
nation.
They should do.
But they have to pay interpreters though. So they have to pay interpreters though. So your argument is they shouldn't have to feed children, but they should pay interpreters. Paying interpreters is good. Giving kids breakfast, bad.
Right. So if people don't understand what they're supposed to do because they haven't had it communicated to them.
They're gaming the system, Morris. They're gaming the system.
The people using
they're gaming the system. So the
the people using interpreters
are
are gaming the
demanding
system.
that they speak English.
Of course they are.
Hey, Dave,
but
you're
they're
going mad on that.
not teaching them to speak English.
You can't tell man that man can't be gaming the system and using interpreters. Like that means you actually don't understand the language what man's talking.
They do when they go to court. They pretend they can't speak English. They have to get an interpreter in when they understand English.
Most English people can't speak English in a court. It's called legalese.
Why would they do that? What do you think? Do you think that's going to get them a lesser sentence or something?
I believe so. I think they think
that.
Yes.
It don't. Man.
Why do they think that?
You're
basically
dealing with
wasting the
thick,
court's
stupid
time.
people, aren't
the court
you?
find out about that.
So I do believe that that's what they
wasted our
think.
time and our money.
Pretend you
You're
can't
definitely
speak
going to get
English. They
a
feel
bigger
sorry
sentence
for you. Yeah.
It's not like a woman's feelings. It's a court.
Most English people can't speak legalese. That's why the lower classes are always getting a higher conviction rate. No, you can't. You're the one that continually claims you're a journalist, but continually makes fuck-ups on the English language.
Legalese.
I speak it better than you do, Wendy.
No, you can't speak it. You don't even understand it.
Yes, I do.
Wasn't that a great bonfire in Northern Ireland at the weekend on the 12th?
Oh, did you love them burning the orange
Depends
vests?
if you're a racist or not, doesn't it?
Did you love it when the orange vests were on fire?
Racism? As I said, it's a tradition they do every year.
I know it's a tradition they do every year,
when the orange vests were on fire, yeah?
If it's racially motivated against another,
racially motivated about it, nothing.
Okay, so what
did
they
say in Bon William of Orange if he was from Asia?
Well, you go over there and you say that to them if you want to. See how far you get.
I was asking you. I was asking you. Why did you start?
Do you not understand? Do you not understand English, Wendy?
It was full of brown people, but it was true to fact because the boats are not full of white people, are they?
Sorry?
It was.
So does it matter what shade of skin they got?
They had on top of the bonfire was like dummies that were brown. Right?
What about
dummies
the Indians
that
were in?
No, they couldn't put white people in there
helping out in the community from day
white people.
Till then.
But they're not full of brown people either.
But they are.
They're full of different coloured people.
So they were keeping to the tradition.
They're full of different coloured people.
No,
and what does it matter what colour they are? They're refugees.
No, they're not.
The one that was burning looked like it was full of Indians.
Are you literally sat on the beach at Dover
Indians don't really do asylum seeking.
I've seen enough videos. I've seen enough of it.
Oh yeah, you've seen all the biased ones. You've seen all the racist ones.
Well,
you've seen
the ones that you want
to see because
hey guys, listen.
Tell me why.
Do you know that there's actually the majority of people that try to get visas actually have it refused, and you put already that the money that you pay for the visa is lost in it, like it's just gone in it, like so.
Well, that's just a risky take.
That's a whole nother scam or whatever.
But that's a risk you take.
It's a whole other scam that they're
Well,
putting.
if you apply for a visa and you're turned down, that's a risk you take. You don't then decide, oh well, I'm going to go in illegally.
No, they don't do that. You don't. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, well,
I'm saying
they
that
learn,
people,
and it's getting better now. It's getting better every day.
That there's a
How's
whole
it getting
market
better every day? How's it getting
these
better every day?
countries,
The people are
like our
turning against
country,
it. Yeah.
they're using
The people aren't
to
turning
drain
against
enough
it.
of these poor people's money.
The numbers are actually going up, you donut. The numbers are
letting
going
a
up.
load of people apply for asylum, apply for work visas, knowing that they're going to refuse the majority
stuff like that,
of them.
Belly. I know all about it.
You don't know nothing. You don't come out your
Yeah,
house.
okay.
You've got You've got no coloured friends.
Okay.
You've got no friends of any different religion.
Tell me
you sit
why
online
the
and listen
effigy
to
in
hate
Northern
and repeat
Ireland
it.
was racist, big man.
You sit online,
Tell
listen to
me
hate and
why
repeat
it's
it.
racist, big man.
Because they've got different coloured people that they're burning as an effigy.
Well, what's racist about that? They were it was a truthful statement.
Because if you've got a problem with different coloured people, the chances are you're racist.
Guys, I told you, yeah, for these guys to say something racist, yeah, you have to do something extreme, like crazy.
Another year it was Boris
Wendy,
Johnson.
what would
Did any
actually
of you
make something
say
racist?
it was racist when they burnt the
No,
effigy
because
of
it
Boris
wasn't
Johnson?
racist then, because Boris Johnson wasn't being attacked
Did you cry
for
when they
his
burnt an
colour.
effigy of
He
Boris
was
Johnson?
being attacked for his behaviour.
No, of course not.
Did you celebrate it though? Did you celebrate when they burned the
I
effigy
thought
of
it was
Boris
fucking
Johnson?
great what I saw in Northern Ireland over the weekend. Yeah.
Oh yeah, when they're burning Boris Johnson, yeah.
You are an
I
unashamed
didn't moan
racist,
about it. I
Wendy.
understood it. Yeah.
You're an unashamed racist, Wendy.
I'm not a racist. I understand what the people in Northern Ireland are doing.
At least be honest with yourself. You're a racist, Wendy.
Morris, you don't understand what they were doing.
I don't understand what. What don't I understand? Considering that I go out
understand
every day in different cities.
On top of the bonfire. You don't understand
that had black people
or the
in it.
effigy on top
that had brown and black people in it. Go on, carry on.
So what? So what?
What do you mean, so what?
Last year they had a police car with 2 white people in it. Did you cry then?
I didn't know then. Because I'm not too bothered. Because it's pathetic.
The tradition of making a political statement
tradition.
every July
it's
the 12th.
Pathetic. Burning something you don't like is pathetic.
It is a tradition.
It's
it is a tradition over
okay,
there.
it's a pathetic tradition.
You don't know nothing, Morris, so shut up.
Oh, how do I not know nothing? I know that burning silly effigies when you should be entering into political discourse. That's silly.
The loyalists of Northern Ireland would disagree with you.
Well, I don't really care, but I don't think you speak for them. Are you a loyalist in Northern Ireland?
I think I do. I think every word I'm saying, they say
you do?
too.
Wendy,
I think
you
every
don't
word I'm
speak
saying,
to
they say
anyone other than your right-wing friends on here.
Everything
you
I'm
don't
saying,
go out.
they say
You don't
too.
know anyone of any
you
different
don't think
race,
the loyalists of
colour,
Northern Ireland have
or
a right,
creed.
and they do have a right. And they'll carry on with those
I'm not complaining that everyone has
do
rights.
exactly
Everyone
what they
has
want.
rights. But some people like you are
no one's
racist.
not saying they shouldn't burn effigies or whatever, innit? No one's even complained about the effigy that they burnt. So
well then. Morris is. He says he's racist.
No, I'm not. I'm not complaining that I've done that. I don't give 2 shits.
I mean, if it was dummies,
though, isn't it?
What was
It's
dummies?
pathetic,
What's wrong with
though,
you?
isn't it? Burning effigies
not
of
if you live
things.
in Northern Ireland. It's not pathetic.
Yes,
no.
it is. Of course it is.
No, it's
Northern
not.
Ireland haven't got it as hard as we have as far as immigration, have they?
Have you seen the size of Northern Ireland?
Yes, I have, and it's quite a lot bigger, and it's got less of a population than the size of England.
Yeah, fuck off, Morris. Do you know all of Ireland, including Southern Ireland, right? So include the whole of Ireland, right? Northern Ireland, Southern Ireland, East Ireland, West Ireland. You'd be lucky to get more than 10 million people. Do you know that?
No, because you could fit one London in Ireland, couldn't you? Is Ireland as big as London? Because London's got 10 million. London's got 10 million, and you could fit London on Ireland, couldn't you? You could fit London on Ireland. Look, Ireland has got
Ireland
more room
has more
per
people
person
than
England.
Yeah, yeah, it has more people
England
than England.
have got more people in England than Ireland has. Also, for size
You've
of
just
that
shown
population.
just how thick you are.
No. I haven't shown how
Yes,
thick
you
I am. I've
have.
shown how
You've
thick you are.
literally
Right, look.
shown.
Ireland
You saying
has
Ireland's got
more
enough
room
space
per
for the asylum
person
seekers
than
then,
England
yeah?
has. Ireland has got
Ireland's
more
got enough
room per
space for
person
asylum
than
seekers then, man.
Thick you are.
They should stop
Go on, how
burning
thick am I?
effigies.
You believe.
They should stop burning effigies because they've got enough space for asylum seekers.
You believe that Northern Ireland has more people. No, the island. Sorry. Well, you said Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland has more people
I
than
said
England.
Ireland.
No, he said both.
I said Ireland.
Fucking freak.
I didn't say Northern Ireland, you silly old bat. I said Ireland.
No, he said both.
You said Northern Ireland. You
no, I
fucking
didn't
loser.
say Northern
Yes,
Ireland
you did.
because Northern
I
Ireland's
proved you to be
tiny.
as thick.
No, I didn't. Go
proved you
back.
to be thick.
Hit the rewind button, love. You're wrong again. You keep on saying
Oh shit, you dropped yourself
obviously
off.
wrong shit all the time, Wendy.
I didn't dash you off, you know. Even though I should dash you off in it, but I didn't dash you off though. Man. Alright, so it's alright if I play the rest of my Brexit video. It's these man jumped up to try to sidestep the Brexit beating.
1,000 pharmacists if they'd experienced problems with medical supplies. 92% said yes. 87% said it was a risk to patient health.
Yeah, mate.
And 84% said they'd experienced aggression from patients as a result.
Which is completely unacceptable. But you can...
You were told that your weekly food shop would become...
Can't hear it now, Velly. Velly, you there, mate? Velly, you there, bruv?
No, I said I need to restart. But I'm not paying attention.
You restarting the video or the stream, bro?
Some years ago, so that's settled.
I have repeatedly said that there's no case for going back into the EU, and that includes the single market and the customs union.
But to just hammer home the point just a tiny bit more, here are all the promises from the Leave EU ad. For example, you were promised that you would have better service within the NHS and social care. Here's the reality.
Going to do anything about the ambulances waiting and the people dying out? Well, don't you think 12 years is long enough?
Yes, and we are
12 years, you've done bugger all about it. People have died and all you've done is nothing.
Those shortages include HRT, antibiotics, blood pressure tablets and painkillers. Mahesh.
Hey, that was the part when Vicky ran still. I noticed that Vicky ran after that, saying that she was the big NHS expert and so and so, so and so. When it comes to the NHS part of the video, she sprinted still.
See, the thing is, the Leave campaign,
Vicky,
the Brexit Leave campaign, Velly, they broke almost every fucking rule that they could during that campaign. You know, do you remember the bus? 350 million is going to go to the NHS if we leave. Total bollocks.
Yeah.
Absolute and complete bollocks. They literally broke every fucking rule the electoral commission put up. Literally every one.
Are you ready to leave?
Right, I've got to do a
Charles,
lift.
who owns 3 pharmacies in Luton,
See you in a while,
says
Vel.
supply and manufacturing problems have been caused by a combination of factors, including Brexit, the war in Ukraine, and the aftermath of the pandemic. A survey by the Pharmaceutical Services Negotiating Committee asked more than 8,000 pharmacists if they'd experienced problems with medical supplies. 92% said yes. 87% said it was a risk to patient health, and 84% said they'd experienced aggression from patients as a result.
Which is completely unacceptable. But you can...
You were told that your weekly food shop would become cheaper.
That cost of living is still very real. The cost of living kind of squeeze that people are feeling, that you may indeed still be feeling, is very real indeed. And actually the difference, the 4-year difference there, 25% at the moment.
That's a 25% increase since Brexit. There was a promise of a resurgent economy.
The analysis that you did at Bloomberg paints this gloomy picture for the UK economy regarding the hit from Brexit. What have you found?
So we looked at sort of the impact of Brexit through a number of angles. There's the sort of classic angle, just looking at the headline impact on GDP, and that's the number you've said there, the £100 billion number, which is essentially that we think the economy is about 4% smaller than it otherwise would have been had it remained in the single market.
You were promised cheaper housing, but since Brexit, construction costs have risen 60% compared to 35% elsewhere in the EU.
Very briefly, please, Carl, because we're short on time.
Yeah, fam. Yeah, me. I noticed that all the man then that was trying to fling out these fake numbers for all this, that, and the other that was happening in Brexit, them man have disappeared now, right? I said disappear because you're invisible. You all look for me. You went out there, push up. Man, you can't touch me because I'm MC Hammer out here. You get me? Can't touch this. Let it play.
Specific shortages in certain parts of the country.
I think that there are certain geographic regions that have certain shortages in different trades, but broadly speaking, this is widespread. I mean, if you factor Brexit in, even in London alone, we've seen a 30% reduction in the number of foreign workers in construction. So it's a universal problem.
Better farming.
Some, off camera, say they regret their vote, missing EU subsidies and easier access to the European single market.
Better fishing.
I almost feel embarrassed that I voted out. I wish I could just turn back the clock.
Anyway, they've promised us.
We pause it right there again. The fishing community. Yeah. And my brethren Vicky keeps trying to tell me about the fishing community. He said this, that, and the other. Yeah. Listen to what the fisherman said himself. If he could have the vote again, he would have voted Remain. Croc. Yo. Quaff. Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know why these men try to test me, cuz, man. I really don't know.
This, that, and the other, and it hasn't. We're worse off now. We are. We're worse off than before Brexit.
Even better steel.
Many arguments to stay in, and there are many arguments.
Pause. He said we are way worse off for not staying in. Where are you, man, at? Huh? Guys, oh my days. Can you hear the Tottenham sing? No. Can you hear the Tottenham sing? I can't hear a thing. Oh, mate. You man are getting doffy.
Has come out, but the one thing that we ought to kill this canard now is that not one job in Britain. Not one.
I'd love to stay in the steelworks. I'd love to be given the opportunity to carry on working there. I just don't know at the moment.
But the Tories were the ones that promised to save steel.
Yeah, but nothing's come to fruition. There's not a lot of opportunities left in this area.
Voted Conservative in the past?
Yes.
When?
I think it was Brexit I did.
Did you vote Leave?
Yes.
What was the main reason?
Well, there's, you see, I see the European Union, there's a lot of them are unelected, or I don't know if you know your local European, when we was in there, your local European MEP. Nobody does.
So you voted Brexit then. How do you feel about that vote now? Have you done it differently?
Probably would have done it differently now, the way the world's going, because it's a lot more unstable than it was 7 years ago.
What did you think of Macron's comments? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like and subscribe button. It all helps the channel. And
yeah, man, shout out Politics X. Yeah. Got big him up on that video still, man. I done the hard work and research and put all this shit together. I just reviewed it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So, yeah, man. So I quaffed away the Brexit argument, yeah? Mad. I'm a quaffer belly. Mad. Quaffer bells.
The danger of worshipping foreign gods. If your God came with a Bible, a whip and a flag, that God is not your saviour. Why worshipping foreign gods is dangerous. Let's be real. Worshipping a foreign god is not just spiritual, it's political, psychological and dangerous. 1. Identity theft. They erased your ancestors, called your beliefs evil, and made you bow to a God who doesn't even speak your language. That's not religion, that's colonization. 2. Mental dependence. You're told you're sinful, broken and unworthy unless you're saved by their God. That's not healing, that's mental slavery. 3. Division over unity. Christianity and Islam split Africa into pieces. We fight each other over gods none of us created. 4. Passivity over action. They told you to pray and wait, while they stole your land and built empires. God will fix it? Nah, they fixed it for themselves. 5. Colonized mindset. True freedom starts in the mind. As long as your God looks like your oppressor, you're still in chains. Worship is power. So ask yourself, whose power are you feeding? Today's
What you saying? I should try to chat to them real quick, man. Hold on a sec, though. Yeah. 1 sec. I'll just coming out. So.
Speak English. ¿Qué es tu problema? I can't understand you, we're in England.
We're just speaking Spanish because she said she's practicing.
But we're in England, so why would you be speaking Spanish?
You can speak any language you want in England, it's a free country.
If you live in England, you should speak English. How do I know you're not saying something about me? It's rude.
Oh, right, yeah, no, we were actually saying really horrible things about you. You must be a hamburger. That's what you are, isn't it?
If you're prepared to come and live in our country, you should be speaking our language. I go on holiday and I will learn, if not, to Google Translate your language. It's a Spanish takeaway. It's rude to be speaking a different language. You go to a nail salon, they'll speak their language. How do we know they're not talking about us there? It's rude. That's the interesting of a person to be talking about rude. Stay in your own countries.
So this wasn't your conversation?
It doesn't matter, I'm studying, waiting for you, taking ages. So I'm taking longer for my orders to come because you can't just speak simple English. And what you're gonna order? Fish and chips? I'll order whatever I want in this takeaway that is in England, speaking English.
I'm not going to serve you, so you might as well go on.
Adios, puta. We're in
She tell me how this is legal. No, please tell me. No, you have it because I'm gonna be calling police now. So please tell me because I have now you on the video. Yes, tell me how legal is this? How legal is this? Do you know the law? Do you know the law? How? Help! Please help! Somebody call the police! Please help! 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 Somebody call the police! I'm begging you, please! Call the police! Call the police! Please call the police! Somebody call! Please! I beg you! Everybody! Come on! Everybody, please! Because this is illegal what they're doing! Can somebody call it? I'm doing it now.
Yeah. I'm gonna slap down the Jimmy man still. So see what, yeah. I'll let you man until I get to the gym and That's a Karensky. Karanos. Yeah, that means we're mad still. Help! Stop me! We got one more video, then we out here.
The world, why that is?
Yes, because there is no way that because of a religion there should be allowed to be little girls being harmed for the sake of not offending a religion.
Okay.
That's why.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we used the word allowed there, didn't we? That was the word we used.
Yes, we did use that on purpose, yeah.
How is that being allowed in the UK?
So, an interpretation of the Quran and the Hadith of Islam teaches that these girls are not girls, they're in fact women ready for sex. So that's why the government won't deal with it, because they're scared of offending Muslims. A reform's going to tackle it head on, so we're looking forward to that.
So,
I would host. I would ask you, why are you not voting reform?
Okay, well, I'm just gonna go through. Christian man. It might interest you to know that there are certain interpretations of the Bible which would say that if I wear a suit with two different styles of cloth, I should be stoned to death.
Oi, two sex, yeah?
Exactly. So to make the
All right, we're back.
world, why that is?
Yes, because there is no way that because of a religion there should be allowed to be little girls being harmed for the sake of not offending a religion.
Okay.
That's why.
Oh,
yeah.
So we used the word allowed there, didn't we? That was the word we used.
Yes, we did use that on purpose, yeah.
How is that being allowed in the UK?
So, an interpretation of the Quran Quran and the Hadith of Islam teaches that these girls are not girls, they're in fact women ready for sex. So that's why the government won't deal with it, because they're scared of offending Muslims. A reform's going to tackle it head on, so we're looking forward to that.
So,
I would I would ask you, why are you not voting reform?
Okay, well, I'm just gonna go through the point you just made there. So there are there are bad religious interpretations of almost every single religious scripture. I can tell by your whole picture and username that you are clearly a Christian man. It might interest you to know that there are certain interpretations of the Bible which would say that if I wear a suit with two different styles of cloth, I should be stoned to death.
Yep, that's fine.
Exactly. So to make the argument that Islam and the Quran is the only religion where you can gain negative and
Hey, look, you man better get used to these man there still, because yo, these youngers are gonna be the ones that's taking over, cuz. Oh shit, man. Yeah, man. Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe's gonna ban bear fire still, man. Yo, hey, Joey.
So,
Ireland's viewpoints from is very inaccurate.
First of all, can you bring the verse and we can discuss the verse? And can you also show me that any Christian in the United Kingdom who is going around stoning people to death for wearing mixed fabrics, and I'll show you in return as a favour authentic teachings of a religion that calls these girls ready for sex. And yes, there's bad interpretations of anyone can interpret anything however they want. So that's why you go to the Prophet of Islam himself, and he had a child bride at the age of 9, and she had dolls with her, and she was prepubescent.
Okay, so you can disagree with the interpretations of Islamic texts. I myself do not align with any religion, so I obviously do that as well. I do not, I disagree with, I don't conform to any religious ideology. That is perfectly fine, and that is not the point of contention. The point of contention is that people are bringing this bad interpretation of a certain religious text. They're bringing it to the UK, and nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't say that. I did say that, but I'm just echoing what former councillors of the Labour have said. I think one of them was up in Rochdale, and he stepped down because he noticed it wasn't just.
Hey, big up my HGs, J.O.J. and Uncle Ned's. Come on. How you mean? Roll out the veggie. Man like Nedgy. Oh, I didn't feel like.
They keep saying it's Pakistani men. It's not. It's Pakistani Muslims.
I would ask you to not put such an emphasis on the first part of the word.
I didn't, my friend. That's what this guy said.
I'm not trying to say that you are racist, but I prefer my live stream to not get taken down.
Did you say I'm racist?
No, I said I don't. I'm not insinuating that you are racist. I am saying when that word gets heard by TikTok live administrators, they tend to go, and then my live stream goes bye-bye.
Got ya. And no, I understand. In fact, and also thank you for letting me air out the point, because by now most people would have blocked me, called me Islamophobic and all that. And I understand you said that you don't subscribe to a particular teaching of any religion, but there are a lot of men who do, and they're seeing these girls as old enough, for what. But that's why I'm voting reform, because I think, and what you said to the previous guest, that, what was it, Farage voted against the bill what was the bill for that he voted against?
He voted against the Borders Bill, which would have given us more control over our borders.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why I would also vote against it. If there was an opportunity for Keir Starmer and the Labour Party to completely have control over the borders and make sure that migration is fully functioning, I wouldn't sign it, because they can't be trusted to deliver it. So you could literally build a wall that would control...
Hey, yo! This is why I gotta film these shits, yeah, because this is what it's like arguing with you, man. Sometimes it's like, what you say? You said you wouldn't sign the thing to give better border powers because if they had better border powers, they wouldn't use it. Oh shit! It's like, well, wouldn't you sign for it anyway? So you could prove that they wouldn't use it. Damn. Hey, I swear, this is Adam Smith on the panel still. Fuck it though.
Migration, helpfully, so we can control who's coming in, so we can build the infrastructure and support people coming over properly. Someone could say, I'm offended by the colour of the wall, and they'd just let them, do whatever they want. They're too weak they're too weak. That's why I wouldn't.
Okay.
That's why I picked that. Yeah, that's my opinion.
So to just summarise, your reason for not voting, or not voting, the reason for voting for reform is, well, you believe with, I don't believe you've provided any evidence to me just yet, but you believe that every single other party is incapable of achieving anything except for Nigel Farage, because why? Well, we don't know, but hopefully we can explain that one.
Well, in a nutshell, my reason for voting is because we're told in the Bible that we should help the needy and the poor, and these little girls who are being great, they need our support, and I don't think Labour's going to do anything about it.
Okay, so we already have a court system in the UK which prosecutes all forms of rape, and.
Hey, that's funny. He said in the Bible it says to help the needy and the poor. Wow, he's saying he wants to shut the borders. What? Huh? I'm surprised my man didn't trip him up on that one still. God damn. And just a lot of them.
Yeah, and who's running most of these systems? A lot of them are Muslims who interpret the Quran. They do actually. We'll see.
Real quick. So this was a point made by an earlier guest that there are Sharia courts, and that essentially this undermines the UK legal system because people that go to these Sharia courts are exempt from the UK's prosecution service. Inaccurate.
No, I didn't say that. I never said that.
But you said they were run. You said that the courts were being run by Muslims.
Yeah, I'll tell you an example. TR, you know his initials who I'm talking about. TR, do you know what I mean?
Please don't say his name, but yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what he's in jail for doing what exactly? For highlighting what the Quran teaches. We all know that he's in there.
Let's okay.
And that's because there's a corrupt system.
Why is? And I'm not going to say his name.
Hey Joe, you got a home run lined up on this one, guys. You got a home run lined up on this one, guys. Hey Joe, you're out the park, cuz. Alright, swing, bada, swing.
But let's do that.
Because he exposed the truth. They told him to shut up about something.
Read the description once it comes up. Okay, so breach of injunction. That's the reason why he's currently in jail.
Yeah.
Is he in charge of this court hearing?
Yeah. Because, yes.
It was preventing. The court issued an injunction preventing Friend from repeating false defamatory claims about a Syrian refugee Jamal Hijazi who had successfully sued him for libel.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
Hey, how's my man saying? Yeah, that's my point. After my man read that, yo, he lost the libel. Nah, he's going mad still. He's going. Yo. Hey, man, I might duck out to TikTok again for a little while again still, man.
That's my point, because all the Muslims were involved in the case. And he interviewed the teachers. They didn't know. He interviewed them secretly on camera, and they admitted that this guy was innocent, and they just went along with it, and they were told to shut up.
Admitted that this guy was guilty? Teachers, and in October 2023 was sentenced to 18 months in prison at Warwick Crown Court.
You see, my friend, I know you're extreme left, but try to think rationally. He admitted going against being told to shut up. Of course. But he spoke to the people who were involved, and they've already.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny, innit? It's like if you say stuff that's logical, a man are gonna call you extreme left. That's mad, innit? Like, oh shit. Yeah, bro, you're right, yeah. I haven't got no change, bro. Sorry, cuz, man.
Admitted that's a cover up. He got it on camera and it's, don't you dare release the truth.
You have been prosecuting. You have there was evidence. It's got to be intervention. Guys, really, guys. Yeah. What an shout out to.
Oh, my bad, my bad. I went in the shop still. I was coming out the shop now still. You know it's here. Sorry, but yeah, I'll get you one of these.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
No problem, bro. Yes, yeah, sorry. I couldn't give my man some change in it. I got him a bottle of water in it at least. I was getting myself a bottle of water still. But boom. Like I was going into the shop at the same time while I was playing the video, so that's why I did cut out still. Still. I'm nearly at the gym now as well, man. Mad. Alright, let me. Should I play that video again?
Why that is?
Yes, because there is no way that because of a religion there should be allowed to be little girls being harmed for the sake of not offending a religion.
Okay.
That's why.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we used the word allowed there, didn't we? That was the word we used.
Yes, we did use that on purpose, yeah.
How is that being allowed in the UK?
So, an interpretation of the Quran and the Hadith of Islam teaches that these girls are not girls, they're in fact women ready for sex. So that's why the government won't deal with it, because they're scared of offending Muslims. A reform's going to tackle it head on, so we're looking forward to that.
So,
I would.
Hey, let me pause it there. Yeah, man, I got rid of the echo now still. I fixed up first. So I'm back in the whip still, man. You know what I mean? I'm back in the Hyundai i20. You hear me? Yeah, Ken. Cool, this left wing brainwashing. Mad.
Host, I would ask you, why are you not voting reform?
Okay, well, I'm just
Yeah.
going to go through the point you just made there. So there are there are bad religious interpretations of almost every single religious scripture. I can tell by your whole picture and username that you are clearly a Christian man. It might interest you to know that there are certain interpretations of the Bible which would say that if I wear a suit with two different styles of cloth, I should be stoned to death.
Yep, that's fine.
Exactly. So to make the argument that Islam and the Quran is the only religion where you can gain negative and violent viewpoints from is very, very inaccurate.
First of all, can you bring the verse and we can discuss the verse? And can you also show me that any Christian in the United Kingdom who is going around stoning people to death for wearing mixed fabrics, and I'll show you in return as a favour authentic teachings of a religion that calls these girls ready for sex. And yes, there's bad interpretations of anyone can interpret anything however they want. So that's why you go to the Prophet of Islam himself, and he had a child bride at the age of 9, and she had dolls with her, and she was prepubescent.
Okay, so you can disagree with the interpretations of Islamic texts. I myself do not align with any religion, so I obviously do that as well. I do not, I disagree with, I don't conform to any religious ideology. That is perfectly fine, and that is not the point of contention. The point of contention is that people are bringing this bad interpretation of a certain religious text. They're bringing it to the UK, and nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't say that. I did say that, but I'm just echoing what former councillors of the Labour have said. I think one of them was up in Rochdale, and he stepped down because he noticed it wasn't just. They keep saying it's Pakistani men. It's not. It's Pakistani Muslims.
I would ask you to not put such an emphasis on the first part.
I didn't, my friend. That's what this guy said.
I'm not trying to say that you are racist, but I prefer my live stream to not get taken.
Hey, that's funny, yeah, that these men are saying that this man's 12 or whatever, yeah. But this man's more intelligent than Adam Smith and Carl Holmes together. It's crazy, because, like, he's just debunked a lot of your arguments in this 5-minute video. Like, what are you talking about? Yo, so you say that you man ain't even smart enough to debate a 12-year-old. Fucking hell, cuz. This is why I keep trying to say that we need better competition right there, man. Fucking hell, we're fucking with the dregs of society. Mad.
No.
Did you say I'm racist?
No. I said I don't. I'm not insinuating that you are racist. I am saying when that word gets heard by TikTok live administrators, they need to go, and then my live stream goes bye.
I got you, and no, I understand. In fact, and also thank you for letting me air out the point, because by now most people would have blocked me, called me Islamophobic, and all that. And I understand you said that you don't subscribe to a particular teaching of any religion, but there are a lot of men who do, and they're seeing these girls as old enough, for what. But that's why I'm voting reform, because I think, and what you said to the previous guest, that, what was it, Farage voted against the bill what was the bill for that he voted against?
He voted against the Borders Bill, which would have given us more control over our borders.
Yeah, and I tell you why I would also vote against it. If there was an opportunity for Keir Starmer and the Labour Party to completely have control over the borders and make sure that migration is fully functioning, I wouldn't sign it, because they can't be trusted to deliver it. So you could literally build a wall that would control migration helpfully, so we can control who's coming in, so we can build the infrastructure and support people coming over properly. Someone could say, I'm offended by the colour of the wall, and they're...
Oh, that's right. He said he wants to build a wall around England. That's Sorry, that's still oh my days.
Instead, just let them, do whatever they want. They're too weak to do. They're too weak. That's why I wouldn't.
Okay.
That's why I picked that. Yeah, that's my opinion.
To just summarise, your reason for not voting, or not voting, the reason for voting for reform is, well, you believe with, I don't believe you've provided any evidence to me just yet, but you believe that every single other party is incapable of achieving anything except.
Hey, Diana B, you're a fake Christian, cuz how dare you say the Old Testament don't mean nothing in Christianity? Are you mad? Yo, what? The Ten Commandments are in there, the creation, Adam and Eve, all that. Yo, that's wild, cuz, man. You know why you say that, yeah? It's to get out of any of the arguments that you will make of the wild verses in the Old Testament. But a lot of people don't know that there's mad verses in the New Testament too. We've read them all out. We've gone through every single one of them, line for line. The crazy ones as well. Yeah? They're supposed to fucking, if your son talks back to you, you're supposed to stone him. Yeah, that's New Testament, man. What them feel like?
For Nigel Farage, because why? Well, we don't know, but hopefully we can explain that one.
Well, in a nutshell, my reason for voting is because we're told in the Bible that we should help the needy and the poor, and these little girls who are being great, they need our support, and I don't think Labour's going to do anything about it.
Okay, so we already have
That's how I know you ain't even read the Bible properly, yeah, because Paul, Jesus, and others say they've not come to change the law. It's not like a new covenant that they're making with the people. You hear me? Old laws still matter and still count. Yeah. Funny stuff.
We already have a court system in the UK which prosecutes all forms of rape and just a lot of them.
Yeah, and who's running most of these systems? A lot of them are Muslims who interpret the Quran. They do actually. We'll see.
Real quick. So this was a point made by an earlier guest that there are Sharia courts, and that essentially this undermines the UK legal system because people that go to these Sharia courts.
I think that this guy was trying to say, yeah, that them in British courts, the Muslims in British courts, are trying to use Sharia law, but obviously that's not true either. But like what he's saying as well, obviously, as we discussed on here at length, that the Sharia courts are more of an arbitrary place. It's not taking over British law, and it's not above British law. It's like a woman can go for a divorce in an actual, like, what they called again? County court judgment or whatever, with the family legal feelings where you just sit down and the judge is just sitting at the table and shit. I mean that. So the people can choose still, but like obviously, things can be used in bad faith, right? So people can say might have like power over someone and force them to go to this court and have to take whatever judgment that this court gives or whatever. We're not saying there's not bad actors in it, but we're just saying by law you're not actually allowed to do that. Let it play.
Are exempt from the UK's prosecution service. Inaccurate.
No, I didn't say that. I never said that.
But you said they were run. You said that the courts were being run by Muslims.
Yeah, I'll tell you an example. TR, his initials who I'm talking about. TR, do you know what I mean?
Please don't say his name, but yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what he's in jail for doing what exactly? For highlighting what the Quran teaches. We all know.
Yeah, obviously, as most of you probably already know, you can't even say Tommy Robinson's name, even if you're against Tommy Robinson on TikTok, and your shit will get bananas. You get me? Hey, TikTok's wild cuts. Yeah, I lost like fucking 3 accounts on TikTok already. Yeah, 2 of them was replying to someone saying, "Bro, that's racist." Yeah, mad.
No lies in there.
Let's
okay. And that's because there's a corrupt system.
Why and I'm not going to say his name, but that's do that.
Because he exposed the truth. They told him to shut up about something.
We're going to read the description once it comes up. Okay, so breach of injunction. That's the reason why he's currently in jail. Is he court hearing?
Yeah, because yes.
It was preventing. The court issued an injunction preventing Friend from repeating false defamatory claims about a Syrian refugee, Jamal Hijazi, who had successfully sued him for libel.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Because all the Muslims were involved in the case, and he interviewed the teachers. They didn't know. He interviewed them secretly on camera, and they admitted that this guy was innocent, and they just went along with it, and they were told to shut up.
Admitted that this guy was guilty. Teachers, and in October 2023 was sentenced to 18 months in prison at Warwick Crown Court.
You see, my friend, I know you're extreme left, but try to think rationally. He admitted going against being told to shut up, of course, but he spoke to the people who were involved, and they've already admitted that there's a cover-up. He got it on camera, and he was told, "Don't you dare release the truth." So he's been put in prison.
I know you're extreme right, but please try to think logically. After somebody has been prosecuted in court, you still have the inclination to just say, it's giving Muslim rhetoric. The person was prosecuted. There was adequate. Had a defense attorney. There was a prosecution attorney. They went to battle with all their evidence, and the court and the jury probably said, "Hello, Mr. Prosecution Attorney, you've got the best evidence." I think you're right, but no. It's got to be an intervention. So it has to be, guys. Free the guys, do it. Yeah. What shout out to conspiracy theories, but when.
That's funny. He said free the guys.
Somebody's been prosecuted for a crime, he's admitted to committing the crime, and there's evidence of him committing this crime. I don't think that's because of magical Muslims, who are trying to undermine the UK. We've got.
Yeah, man, and that's a wrap, cuz, man. Literally the replay of every stream we've been doing for the last year and a bit. Like, someone jumped on and said some magical Muslims are doing some mad shit. And then we've had to have a debate about it. So, like, that's literally the last year and a half wrapped up in 8 minutes. But, so, alright, you man, big up, yeah? Slap the like button, share the stream, all them things there. Go.